Please note that any comments, jokes, questions, maybe anything that we say on the history of bad ideas is all in good fun. And remember, we insult everybody. Our thoughts, opinions, questions, anything else, actions that we do on the show do not reflect any of our employers, organizations, advertisers, or anyone else that is associated with the history of bad ideas. And remember, at the end of the day, it's just a joke. Welcome to the History of Bad Ideas, episode number 419. I'm Jason.
I'm Jeff.
I'm Scab Blake, Scab Jim, Scab Intern.
Scab Randall?
No.
Oh.
She's riding my horse.
Oh. Blake will be here. He's on his way. Mm-hmm. Intern is not here this week. He got a 5G injected into him today, so he's going to be out this week. Jim is passed out on a golf course because it's 55 degrees here in Ohio in November, whatever.
Yeah, but it's not December.
What the hell happened? 60 degrees for this week. 60 degrees.
60, thank you.
Thank you. Stupid freaking...
Nope, I'll take
No, this is dumb.
No, it's not
Should
dumb.
be 30 and snow.
It should never be 30. It should never be below freezing.
I'm tired of this.
I'm tired of it ever going below freezing.
I'm tired of you, Jeff.
I'm leaving.
No, don't. Please stay. Oh, we could have a wrestling podcast.
There we go.
Hey, forget that. Yeah.
And then Blake shows up. He'll be enjoying a wrestling podcast.
Blake ignores me. It'll be fine. Doug?
Yes.
We put it out there because you're a Disney fan. Number one fan here.
I have a question about that. When did I go from number one fan to number one Disney fan? Who has taken the mantle of number one
You're
fan?
the number one fan on Hobie. Number one Disney fan trends better on Twitter.
Oh, okay.
When I do hashtag Disney.
I was wondering what happened there. I'm like...
You'll be surprised.
Who the hell else listens to repeats of this episode?
You put Disney in a tweet, people listen.
Mm-hmm. Yep,
I don't get it. I don't know why. We have a couple questions, just Disney, before Blake gets here. Stork at Besotted Geek. Who is on the Mount Rushmore Frozen celebrities?
Okay.
Because Walt Disney...
I will go with this.
Is Frozen.
Oh, I thought you meant
I will go with
Frozen.
Christopher Beck, Robert Lopez, Kristen Anderson Lopez, and Jennifer Lee.
Jennifer Lee's Frozen?
They're from the movie
They're from the directors and the music.
I got you.
I believe, was it Robert Lopez is a two-time EGOT. So, I think he's got to be up there.
What's an EGOT? Like
an Emmy, a Grammy, an Oscar, and a Tony.
No, I thought it was like the animal that you see at the zoo.
No,
an EGOT.
That's an egret.
Oh, my bad.
Yes.
I'm completely wrong on that one.
Yes.
Let's see here.
So he's won 2 of each?
I believe so, yes.
Wow.
I was just curious, because I know his Tony, or at least his first one anyway, was from Book of Mormon.
I think he might have won another one for the Frozen play.
God, they gave Tonys for the Frozen adaptation?
I believe so.
Anybody can get a Tony then.
We did. Oh, no, we got Grammy. We got Grammy.
Yeah.
We got
There's
Grammy.
those that give away like pot.
Best spoken word. There's Blake. Hey, Blake, how's it going? Doug, while Blake settles in, let me tell you a story. I don't know if you know this. Back in September, a little Disney story here. I got to meet and talk to and introduce Jodie Benson. Uh-huh. Did you know that?
Yes, I did.
At the Cincinnati Comic Expo. She sang to me She asked if I wanted to do a duet. That's true. I should have said yes.
Yes.
But I just want to let you know that, she did talk to me.
Somebody on the Hobie staff, who will go nameless, gave me the bag that she ate her breakfast bagel out of.
Oh, well, that's interesting.
You
ever get a PowerPoint? Anyways,
speaking of that,
yes.
In honor of that, I brought you a Pocahontas Pez dispenser.
Irene Bedard.
Yes.
She talked to me. Yes. I interviewed her.
Yes.
Very awesome person.
She talked to me.
Back when I was like 22, that was a big deal. Somebody talked to me. Hi, Blake.
Hello.
Oh, okay. Hello.
I'm working the microphone stand here.
Okay. See how you do. But yeah, September 23rd through 25th is the new Cincinnati Comic Expo.
Yep.
Rumor is Jodie Benson will be there. Hobie will be there. Rumor is also Matthew McConaughey is going to be there.
Just a rumor.
Just a rumor. Hayden Christensen. I'm trying to think who else. I think that's it.
Christopher Lloyd.
Christopher Lloyd is a good one. Michael J. Fox.
Christopher Lloyd, did he play the young Vader in the prequels? Is that Christopher Lloyd?
That's
No.
Christopher Lee.
Oh.
That's Christopher Lee.
No, Christopher Lloyd played the Klingon in
Star Trek 2.
Trek 3.
Oh, okay.
Is that the one with the whales?
No, that's 4.
Oh, okay. I thought that was the one with the whales, right?
No. 4 is the one with the whales.
3 is where they go looking for that dumb alien, right?
Yes.
That they think is dead?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't want to jump the gun here.
Yeah.
But I did a time capsule because
Because Blake asked you to.
and you guys were discussing the Star Trek movies like this again, and you were still trying to figure out which one had the whales in it.
That's right.
It's like, boy, this sounds
changed.
familiar.
Perfect. Doug's Time Machine segment.
Yes.
I was going to say, was that the Star Trek that had the bus ride with Spock and Kirk?
That's the one with the whales, yes.
Oh, okay.
Which we had an article, thanks to Doug,
Yeah.
on our History of Bad Ideas Facebook page. Go see us, History of Bad Ideas. Follow us at Bad Ideas Podcast on Twitter. Also, we're on nerdly.co.uk. Good governor.
Hello, Vicar.
Cheeky monkey.
Speaking of the time machine,
Wanker.
are you still on Danger Entertainment and Tangent Bound Network? Are those still around?
Danger Entertainment.
Yes.
Okay.
We still are, but we don't know if they're still around.
Yeah.
They're not
We're
around.
still on them.
They're not. Oh, hello. My thing's not. Oh, there we go. Let's do that. My
We
phone's
do
still
our
on.
own tangents.
Yeah.
We don't have to be on a network.
We are on the Musings network, though.
Musings of a Geek.
Yeah, we're on WeBeGeeks.com. WeBeGeeksPC.com. Just to let you guys know, we are on that.
And nerdly.
Co.uk. You know what, Jeff? I have some reviews up there, too.
I saw that.
Batwoman, the mid-season finale. Poison Ivy appeared this week in all green. She wore all green. I liked it.
Is it the same Poison Ivy from Gotham?
No.
Oh.
That they aged like 10 years. Like, this could be creepy with this girl. Let's age her 10 years.
Yeah, she's still the same age, just
Just want to let you know, in Batwoman this week, a sheriff got ran over. A cop got ran over, but it was not Gotham PD. They are still not dead. So Gotham had 0 kills this week for Gotham PD.
ooh.
So
That you know of.
that I know of yet. I have Home Sweet Home Alone. Don't see that. Doug, did you see that?
No, I did not.
Oh, dear
I knew
God.
better.
Oh, God. And then I have Ghostbusters Afterlife. Ghostbusters.
Did you have an Encanto?
I did have an Encanto. We'll get to that when we get to the box office news, but I do have an Encanto review that just went up today.
Is it a crypto coin?
No, that's Hobie Coin. That's Hobie Coin.
Encanto?
No, that's
Sounds like a coin.
no. It's a Disney movie.
How many Encantos?
It's a Disney cartoon.
Animated film.
What?
Animated film.
I just want to
You
let
would think if you talked to Jedi Benson, you would have picked up on that.
it's in my review that I actually do have it as an animated film. So just for you, Doug, you weren't here last week.
No.
Would you like to try Wendy's spicy chicken?
Yes. Yes, I would.
Pringles Wendy's spicy
Yes.
chicken. My 5-year-old tried this today, and his face went, oh, like I came and he's got like everything in his body, and he ran to the sink to get water.
Well, they're not that hot. I guess to a 5-year-old.
5-year-old it would be.
There's a little bit of a kick to it.
Yeah. And does it taste like the herbs from Wendy's?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
I just had a spicy chicken sandwich for lunch today.
I like their spicy chicken. Love
I
their
just
spicy.
think the spicy herbs taste better on chicken than they do on Pringles.
And unlike McDonald's, Wendy's uses real meat. So
McDonald's does use real meat. Define meat.
horse meat.
Well,
It's meat.
Well, that's true.
it was originally meat, but it may be chopped up and reprocessed.
The McRib
yeah.
is real ribs. Did you know that?
Sure.
It's not.
There again, time machine. The McRib had just disappeared. You were talking about that. You're talking about the meat on the McRib.
Maybe.
You know what? Some jokes just never get old.
Why are we
Doug.
recording? We should just
It's
release
deja
that
vu.
episode
Doug, what
again.
episode was that?
108.
Okay, so,
wait, there's
guys,
300?
we're just going to put 108 as a new one. I'm sure that in 108 we're talking about Riverdale coming. So,
No.
No
Okay.
Riverdale.
Aw.
But look, can I just say this?
Yes.
First off, I'd like to thank, pardon me, Steve for nominating me for Canadian of the Year.
Oh.
Now, early in the floppies, I won a lot of floppies.
Mm-hmm.
So I usually don't take part because
Think your
I
wife-
have my fare.
You know, you could be a floppy consultant.
But
You know, you can like advise people how to win floppies.
I don't think you've ever won Canadian,
I
though,
would
have
like to see
you?
a card.
that was I don't think that was around then. So I was talking to my daughter about this.
Uh-huh.
And she had, I said, nah, I'm not going to do it. She's like, Dad, the disrespect Uncle Jason showed me last year, you need to win.
Uh-huh.
She said, and when you win, you take that floppy, you turn it sideways, and you shove it up Uncle Jason's candy ass.
Oh, hey!
So-
hey!
So, I'm in. I know the odds are against me. So, I'm going to be the anti-Jason candidate.
Ooh.
It's going to be nothing but hate for Jason. And also,
That'll probably
bribes.
get Jim's vote.
Bribes. Brian, I brought the Ultimate Edition of First Blood. It is
Unfortunately, he
here
doesn't
at
have a
your-
DVD player.
I know, but he could just look at it.
Oh.
For Blake, I'm going Time Machine.
Awesome.
Jeff, I brought a bag of candy.
Oh, wow.
There you go.
Now,
Oh, you can't just give him candy.
Yes, you can.
yeah.
I thought you would get like
What'd I
a
get?
book of dad jokes.
I brought you a map of the Dreammore Hotel that's that's Dolly Parton's hotel.
Oh, well, here, let me put that there. Let me put my drink
So
on.
that's it.
What'd Jim get?
Nothing yet.
Okay.
But
Hobie golf balls.
Jim and Brian are her favorite because Jim gave her a squishy one time, and Brian works with dogs, so she loves them both. So I'm hoping that's enough to get, she had said, she's like, Dad, he voted for Hollywood Elite over Family. And it's and what has that Canadian of the Year done? Not a damn
Jason
thing.
C. Brown has been disappointed as Canadian of the Year. I will admit that. Really, instead of making strikes happen in Hollywood, he should have been promoting us. He wasn't.
Yes.
With that being said, Floppy Awards are at the end of the year. We're getting some of the nominees, some of the segments in. Everything I learned from movies, send it in. Pop Culture Cafe sent it in. We got some more coming. There was a little controversy this week.
Oh, no.
So the Canadian of the Year, which is the highest prestige we can get, the nominees are Nickel, Cinema Guys, Dr. Dana, Brendan from What Were They Thinking, Big Doug, Big D.
Remember, a vote for Doug's a vote against Jason.
That's true. I feel like Smitty from The Rookie. Oh, damn it! No one's seen The Rookie. Damn it!
Is that about the baseball pitcher?
If you had
Yes.
told me Allie Larder was in The Rookie, I might have watched it.
Allie Larder's in the Rookie?
She left to get her own show, and then it didn't work.
Well, I mean, let's just bury the lead.
That's right.
Scab Jeff, 40 going on 14, and Rick Moranis. Today, we have some news. Rick Moranis we have to take him out of the running. His attorney sent us a cease and desist order. They do not want his name to be spoken on this podcast.
Rick Moranis' name?
Yes.
We're not allowed to speak
Nope.
Rick Moranis'
Don't
name?
say Rick Moranis again. We're going to get in trouble with the cease and desist. We got an official letter from his attorney. So,
But
Rick Moranis.
but he's Canadian, so does his attorney and do the laws really matter?
That's true, but damn it, I'm not going to vote for a Canadian for Canadian of the Year.
It's U.S. license based.
It doesn't reciprocate over the border. So, because of that,
we have had somebody reach out, and our Hobie interns have reached out, and Cheeto Bandito is now in the running instead of Rick Moranis.
Well,
So
that's a better option anyway.
yes.
He did come to Comic Expo.
Yes. So Cheeto Bandito is in there. The polls will go out this week for the fan vote, starting this week. So just to let you guys know. So.
Time machine note.
Yes.
You talked about Canadian of the Year on that too.
Well, yeah, it was November.
No, it was January.
Oh, okay. Sorry. So there you go. Big news here. Big news. Doug, we got one more question
Yes.
about Disney.
Yes.
Do I get to keep this Pocahontas Pez?
Knock it.
Out.
Oh, you're in the prime slap spot. You better watch it. Jim, I usually slap over here.
Yeah, I wanted to sit close to you. Try
Hi.
it. You can rub your
Ooh,
shoulder.
you been working out? How you
Try
doing?
it. Handle me flex.
On episode 108, we talked about working out.
Steve, from everything I learned from movies, goes, Doug, what of the remaining properties that Disney doesn't own would you like to see them absorb into another cinematic universe?
No.
He said Harry
No.
Potter Space versus Space Wizards. So, what do you think?
Space Wizards.
Star Wars.
Never mind.
I will go with, just because I happen to see the picture up there, Universal Monsters, because Universal's dropped the ball on it.
Time out.
Yes.
Dark Universe is happening.
Yes, it is.
You know, in episode 108, I talked about
about
Dark
Dark
Universe.
Funny you should mention. No, it wasn't in episode 108. But periodically I'll check what Hollywood Stock Exchange.
Oh, I forgot all about that.
Yes, apparently everybody
So did
did.
Hollywood Stock Exchange.
And I just happened to notice the Dark Universe, which I had bought the maximum amount of, I don't know when, for 4 cents,
Yes.
has lost me money. I believe it was down to 1 cent.
I don't think it's happening.
It was down to 1 cent, so yeah.
I wonder how long those contracts go for, right? Like Russell Crowe. Like, can they come back in 20 years and go, hey,
Right.
Russell, you're in this film?
I bet there's a...
There's got to be a time limit,
yeah.
right?
Yes.
You know, I've yet to see The Mummy with Tom Cruise. I think he
No.
runs in it. I think he runs.
Although I wouldn't mind if they absorbed Universal, because then they would have total rights to the Hulk, as opposed to whatever shifty rights they currently have.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Okay, Blake.
The rumor was at one point they were going to get Marvel back if they did not make the Wizard of Oz movie. They did.
Oh, yeah, because they were going...
And they did. That was just a rumor. I'm not
Oz,
sure that is.
Great and Powerful.
Yeah.
That one wasn't horrible.
was fine, but-
I don't like Wizard of Oz, so it was okay. We do have new some Oreo cookies this week that we're trying. Blake, stop touching. It's Oreo Thins mint flavor cream.
I was trying to figure out why that was unopened because I missed the first couple minutes.
And we haven't gotten to
We
any
haven't.
of
We
the
were waiting
new
for you.
stuff.
Oh, thank you.
So family size. So let's see here.
Yeah, I like how their family sizes of
Family
the Thins
size
is just
Thins.
regular size of the...
The good news is,
It looked like the same as the lemon thins over there.
unlike the fudge cookies,
family size lemon Thins.
unlike the fudge cookies that were 120 calories for one,
Ooh.
but they were orgasmic. These are 4 cookies for 140 calories.
Sweet.
That's not too bad.
So we need 4 of those to equal one of the fudge drenched.
Close to it, yeah. Almost 4.
Thank you.
Let's see
I love
here.
chocolate. I love mint. I love chocolate mint. I love chocolate mint.
They do
chips.
smell minty. I will say that.
There
you
is
smell it?
definitely a mint aroma
Yes.
to this cookie.
Yeah, that's good. Okay.
Sniffing it like it's wine or
Uh-huh.
something.
I'd rather have Oreos than wine.
Swirl it in your hand.
Keep your mouth open and inhale. Get the full taste.
Oh, that's like a menthol cigarette.
Do they make menthol cigarettes anymore?
I'm sure they make them somewhere. I'll bring some next week. We'll try some menthol cigarettes.
It's a good call. Good call. So, here's the one thing. I don't care if you smoke. I really don't care. I mean, that's up to you. But it really boggles my mind that people still smoke, like, in this day and age, because you don't see many people do it. So it always shocks me, like, when I'm driving by somebody and they're smoking in their car. Like, everybody vapes now, right? If you're going
No.
to do it. Or is it just younger?
I think there's more smokers than vapors.
Vapors. It just shocks me, like, because you don't see cigarettes that much anymore, right? I mean, they don't sell them in the kids' stores anymore. They don't sell them.
They got rid of the candy cigarettes.
Yeah.
No, they still have them.
You got to find them in the specific
adult
candy
stores.
stores.
We were in Gatlinburg, and my daughter
Also?
got a pack.
Oh, there you go. It's Tennessee.
Well, that's because there's no laws in Tennessee.
Exactly.
That's true. But it's just surprising.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. There are laws against, like, non-Christians in Tennessee.
Down the hall.
But there's no...
Shit. Take your pick. Crucifix or stump?
Both.
Oh, so
It'll be a crossover.
Whichever one. Okay.
You know, going back to Time Machine, you guys talked politics a lot more than nobody said down the hall.
There's a
It was
reason. We
interesting.
don't
It was
want to talk
interesting.
politics. No.
You know, there's-
Now, that was pre-Trump, so maybe that's...
No,
that's why.
we hate both sides equally.
I know that.
We hate both sides equally.
wait, true.
We didn't say down the hall in episode 108. That wasn't a thing yet.
That was because we had Cuomo on. That was the episode we had Cuomo.
Down the hall.
What? His brother? That's not political.
No, that's just
Didn't
idiotic.
his brother investigate the accuser?
Allegedly.
Allegedly, yeah.
Didn't he
no
abuse
allegedly.
his position for personal gain?
Make you feel good. Chris Cuomo will be on our show next week because he's suspended. So by CNN indefinitely. So he's going to be on our show.
Now, is he COVID positive? Because apparently that didn't stop him from going around.
Down the hall. Down the hall.
Well, they did release all the flight records for Epstein's pedophile island. So when his name is on that list,
Nope. That's Andrew.
sorry.
That's a different one.
Should that be the title of the show?
No, Epstein's list.
pedophile island.
the plane.
So we'll put it out there now. If Chris Cuomo wants to come on our show next week, we have an opening if he wants to.
He may be available.
He's probably going to be available.
Okay, but this is a really crappy podcast.
Yeah.
And even Chris Cuomo's that's embarrassing for you guys.
It is kind
I
of.
mean, as
it
low
is,
as you
yeah.
guys are, that's even lower.
Yeah, we were low until we had Jody Benson.
I'm sorry. Did our number one fan just call us a really crappy podcast?
I meant basically Jason. I'm anti-Jason.
Well, you need
You
to
gotta phrase
specify.
that a little
Okay,
better.
okay.
I mean, we did have Tuman invited to come, but we just knowing what he does under the table, he was disinvited.
He was the opposite of Besotted Geek. He actually had his camera on. We're like, no, put it off.
We actually, zoomed him in while over COVID, but we had to delete that episode.
Is this okay? I'm still on CNN. Is it okay?
Let's just say he really liked Jason.
I do that to old men. Who knew? Anyways.
I do that to old men.
I'll write that one down.
There's a title.
Jeff, what have you watched recently? Anything?
First two episodes of Hawkeye?
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
They're rebooting MASH?
Yes. It's about the Iowa football team.
Time out. Jeff Blake actually had a funny. That's a record.
What, one?
One.
Doug, I think Blake wants you on the show more often because you get his jokes more
Yes,
than anyone
yes.
else.
Correct.
There's a lot of times Jeff will say stuff in passing too, and it's like, did nobody catch that? Did nobody catch that?
Usually they don't.
And Jason's just like, well, he has no clue. I was like, yes.
Because he's not listening to us.
Really? Hello, Pot.
You got tea down here?
I'm going to teabag you. Oh. So he's back to Hawkeye.
Let me write that one down.
And back to Tuman.
Tubin zooms in. Anyways, go ahead.
So I've really enjoyed the first two episodes of Hawkeye.
That's good. Because I've been meaning to try and get to it, but life gets in the way sometimes.
I understand.
So how are they? Are they good?
They are good. They pretty much, pick up, and follow Hawkeye on pretty much the post blip.
So his
Yeah.
family's back.
His family's
Yes.
back. It starts out they're take a trip to New York during the holiday season. Him and his kids. They're there for the premiere of Rogers the Musical.
You can download that song too.
Oh, it's
Really?
a full
It's on
song?
iTunes.
I thought the play was hilarious. The musical, it was hilarious. Ant-Man wasn't even here.
I know I was there. You know who wasn't? Ant-Man.
They're reenacting the Battle of New York. And Ant-Man, they just throw Ant-Man in there. You know what? I like the Christmas setting of Hawkeye. Like the holiday setting. I thought that was clever.
I think it's going to be my favorite Christmas movie.
Timely and appropriate.
Might be. Why was his wife not there? Did they say?
They didn't specify.
Or was it just like a bonding thing with his kids?
Yeah, because
He's been gone all the time.
because he's working all the time. This is his chance to
Gotcha.
be there.
Well,
for
I mean, they've been gone for 5 years.
That's
they
true.
They don't miss him because he's run around for 5 years, and for them it was just an instant.
Can we get a prequel to a Ronin, of him as Ronin? That I would see.
I mean, was his wife nagging him all the time about hanging out with Black Widow?
Well, I did like that his wife had a direct role, like, in it, like, of his plan to, like, go after the tracksuit mafia. They kind of look like Blake here sometimes when he wears his tracksuit.
Oh, yeah.
The bad guys are tracksuit people, so be careful.
I'll wear that next week.
But I like the fact that
She
he
knew-
obviously has no secrets
Yes.
from his wife, which is a good, healthy relationship.
But she's like even direct, like, what are you doing? Well, I'm going to
Yeah.
play hide and seek with, or I'm going to do play hide and seek
Catch
or
and
whatever.
release.
Catch and release. That's what it is. Yeah. And she's like, okay, and like they're just talking in code. It's like that's pretty clever. I like that. I was happy they brought the dog in.
Okay.
He's in the comic books.
I have not read this run of comics that it's based on. But, I've watched actually some reaction videos where some people have, and they really like how it's following that, at least the basic map of it, because obviously
It's a
integrating.
really good comic book series, Hawkeye. When he starts bringing her along, and the dog, like I said, I couldn't believe the dog was there. I was like, yes.
Lucky the Pizza Dog.
Is that what is? Is that what they're calling it?
Yeah.
Well, they haven't given it the name Lucky yet, but I heard that was what they called it in the.
I couldn't remember
comic
what they
books.
called it in the books.
They're mostly referring to it as the Pizza Dog.
Gotcha. Yeah. Anything else on it though? Who's the villain?
Isn't it supposed to be
Kingpin.
Kingpin is the rumor.
Well, it's a
It's the
rumor.
rumor.
Episode 4 is what they said,
Well,
and he's supposed to be fatter in this one. And then
does
people are
that
going.
mean Vincent D'Onofrio got fatter?
No, they gave him a fat suit basically.
No. Well, because he can put the weight on.
He can. He can.
Really, and then take it off.
Well, people were
I wish I
complaining
had that
that.
ability.
He's old enough now. It's probably a
Taking it
lot
off.
more
A little
difficult
more
taking it
difficult to
off.
take it off.
Well, they were people were complaining as usual online. We're talking about, well, why do you have to make him fatter? He was perfectly fine in Daredevil. It's like, oh my God, leave it alone. Jeez, bring Michael Clark Duncan back or whatever. Michael Duncan Clark.
Well, he's dead.
Is he dead?
Yes.
Oh, damn it.
This was brought up
In
episode 108. I swear, because you're talking about the voice. Oh, your daughter was watching Stitch, and you watched all the sequels, and you said, "Oh, they're not bad," and they brought all the voice talent back. And Jeff's like, "Everybody?" And you're like, "Yeah," and then he mentioned Michael Clark Duncan.
Bubbles.
Man,
Actually, wasn't it Ving Rhames who was the voice talent?
He said Michael Clark Duncan.
I mean, I could have got that wrong in episode 108, but
You're right.
We're
It is.
right.
It is
We're
Ving
right.
Rames.
we're right until episode 109.
300 episodes later, we're going to
corrects
correct you.
Yeah, it's been a good series though. It comes out every Wednesday.
Yes.
Is that what they're doing?
I think it'll be Wednesdays.
Yes.
Do you like Haley Seinfeld or whatever her name is?
Steinfeld?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, oh, she is great in it. And like I said, I haven't really seen, because I know other people say, well, Haley Steinfeld's in, I'm going to watch it. And I'm like, I think the only thing I really know her from was True Grit.
Cogburn. Yeah, I was going to say Sheriff Cogburn in this.
She was like,
one?
what, 9?
I think a little older than 9. I think she was in her teens, but
Was she in Gossip Girl?
I do not know.
Okay, she's a singer too.
Oh, yeah,
sings.
she did. I did see she did have.
She's been in a couple other things.
Um,
I can't remember off the top of my head, but I do remember going.
I've
hey,
heard
that's
some
the,
things,
That's
and
that's the True Grit girl. Yeah.
It's and I like how they explained how she's so good at everything. Like she just trained. Like she just kept training. And I will say, like, I think her mom's a bad guy.
Yeah, I think her mom will be the bad guy. That's why I'm like, I'm not sure Kingpin's going to be the bad guy, because I think the bad guy we've already met.
Well, Echo, she's deaf. She's introduced at the spoilers at the end of episode 2. She's a deaf villain, but she can become a good guy. And
she's kind of an anti-hero or whatnot, because they've already announced she has her spin-off show coming.
yes. So I think she's going to be a good guy eventually, or like you said, anti-hero.
I think Echo in the comic books was the original Ronin.
Yes, she was. And she was trained by Kingpin. So
Raised by Kingpin. After Kingpin murdered her father, he agreed, before I kill you, he agreed to raise his daughter.
Oh, that was nice.
Yeah, that was nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
Has Brother Nova made an appearance yet?
Who?
Black Widow's sister?
No, not
Lawrence
yet.
Pugh.
No, not yet. Not yet.
I was trying to go her character name.
I think she might show up in like episode 6, like the very end.
Yeah.
I'm wondering. I want U.S. Agent back. That's who I want.
Well, we know how accurate the online speculations from all the MCU fans have been so successful.
It's Mephisto. Mephisto is the bad guy.
Mephisto, I think, is going to be the villain in Hawkeye.
Yes.
They were so right in WandaVision and Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Doctor Strange in No Way Home, the Spider-Man film, is not Doctor Strange. It is Mephisto.
That's right. Even the trailers.
There's a sign in the background that says the devil, so I'm telling you it's him. Okay, it's not him. Okay, and
Shang-Chi and the Ten Rings. Oh, I saw that this past week.
did you like it?
Yeah, it was good, enjoyable, despite the fact that Aquafina was in it.
I didn't think she was too bad in it.
She actually had some funny lines that made me tolerate her.
Yeah.
I didn't like that she became a good archerist.
No,
Archerist?
that was-
Archer?
that was
Archer.
Yeah, that was-
Archer.
Archer.
It's like an arborist.
So you're saying she could have played Hawkeye's sidekick?
No.
Okay.
I did like the ending, like when they're at the table
I do
and
like-
they're talking to their friends.
Yeah.
It is pretty funny.
And
because-
Wong shows up.
Yeah, as compared to
The beginning.
the beginning when they're like, well, you got to do something with your life, other than park cars.
No.
But I did like the fact that they brought in the fake Mandarin.
Yes.
I thought that was very actually funny and enjoyable. I'm like, I like how they brought that in.
I was not expecting that.
Neither was I.
No, I did. What I didn't like about her, like you said, her, half a day training, she became a perfect archer, and it's like, and then in Hawkeye, we're getting Kate Bishop, who like pretty much devoted her life to learning this or whatnot, and it's like, oh yeah, her and Aquafina can have an archery contest now.
Yeah.
Yippee.
When they pick, brothers and sisters, can they actually make them look alike? I mean, that was the thing that disturbed me very much, is that they didn't look like brother and sister.
Who?
Shang-Chi and his sister.
Oh, they meant Aquafina. I was like, that's not...
No, not Aquafina. That would be awkward.
I kind of take that for granted now that none of them ever look alike. It's like, hey, let's have a family. Okay, well, this one's blonde, this one's redhead, this one has black
this
hair.
This one has brown eyes. This one has
green.
eyes.
Yeah.
Okay, but look at me and Jason. I'm devilishly handsome, and he's an ogre. So I mean,
But you both have the same contour forehead.
By that you mean receding hairline?
God, I miss Jim. God.
Yeah.
Wow, because
I ignore Blake when he's over there. When he's next to me, I can't. I can slap him though. Ow. What was I going to say? Oh, speaking of superhero, Jeff, do you have HBO Max?
I do.
Young Justice, the animated series.
Yes.
Animated. Have you ever seen
cartoon?
Cartoon. Have you ever seen it?
No.
Came out in 2012-ish, and it's with Robin, Aqualad.
Was that on like Nickelodeon or something?
It was on one of them.
It was so it's not anything specific to HBO.
No.
Okay.
But HBO made their 4th season specifically for HBO Max. It went away in like 2015, and people loved it, and it came back for a 4th season. I started that. I'm 10 episodes in. I really enjoyed it. It has somewhat the animation of Batman, the animated series, that thing. But it's really well done. Like, I've enjoyed it. I don't know if it's as great as everybody has, made it out over the years, but very enjoyable to watch. So, and it's only 22 minutes per episode, like a typical, it's like, oh, this is kind of nice to actually watch.
So is it better than the new Aquaman cartoon?
Yeah, I gave up on that one.
Have you watched What If?
Yeah, I watched one episode of What If. I gotta get it. I'll go back.
I think I got 4 episodes of What If in, but I do need to finish.
And they all connect in the last episode, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And they all are a multiverse, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it's not like...
Yes, it's all a multiverse.
It's not the Beyonder's dream or something like that. He wakes up from a dream and he's in the shower or something. Okay.
Although spoilers or whatever, I heard something like the Beyonder or not the Beyonder, the Watcher.
Watcher, that's what I meant. I'm sorry.
Like actually
The Watcher
interferes. He does more than just watch.
Oh,
So they're talking about season 2 is probably going to be like,
Retribution.
yeah, like is the Watcher going to be like on trial or whatnot? So.
Oh, could it be like a Star Trek Next Generation pilot?
Oh, it could be.
Where that's the whole season is just a trial with him? Oh, my God. We bring Q in. Oh, my God. Orgasmic. Doug, you watch anything lately?
I finished Only Murders in the Building. You guys talked about that last.
You enjoyed it?
Yes, I did. Very much so.
We did not talk about that on 108.
No, you did not. No.
no
Anything else?
Watch Hawkeye.
Okay.
I think that's about it. I
I'll be
watched
honest.
Shang-Chi.
I'll be honest, I completely forgot about Hawkeye. We saw it before Thanksgiving, obviously. And it's like, oh, God, like that seems like 2 weeks ago now. 3 weeks ago. Blake, anything else for you?
I've
Oak
watched Oak Island. Yes, I'm glad you asked me about
dear
Oak
God.
Island,
Thanks, Jay.
Sorry.
but I'll make that quick. And,
Okay.
they are digging, they are finding some pretty cool artifacts, like this old road that's been buried underneath the swamp.
You said that like 2 years
And
ago.
well, they're still digging.
Still found a road.
And I had been sitting
They're
there-
following the
and
road.
They're following the road. And I've been sitting there thinking, as they uncover stuff and they uncover these, recoverable artifacts, at some point in time, the Canadian government is going to come in and shut them down.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. In that part of the island, all of a sudden they redlined a whole bunch of the island they have to stop because they found some native Canadian, native
Pancakes?
Indian. No, native Indian, I guess
Oh.
some pottery that
Oh, native,
identifies
okay.
specifically.
Just interrupt because Brian's not here to interrupt
Yeah.
you. But I watched the first season.
Yeah.
And I'll catch it here and there. And I saw that episode.
Yeah.
So is the Canadian government excavating that part of it themselves?
No, they put
Or
a
they're just
cease and
leaving it
desist.
alone?
They got to wait. They have to now wait until representatives from the original Native American people show up and analyze it and assess the situation and determine what they're going to do on. But they can still drill on the drilling sites. They're going to drill the shit out of that. Basically.
So
That's what they do in Yellowstone. I know Yellowstone's fake, but like they said, like the Native Americans, they found they found
I'm like, Yellowstone really exists, Jason?
the TV series. In Yellowstone, they found a Native American body when they were building something, and it's the same thing that they said. Yeah, we have to wait till for them to do it.
So
you
the
gotta stop. Mhm.
I found this on the web for
Way to
Legitas or
go.
whoever,
Siri just
they don't own that island, correct?
They own lots on
Okay.
the island. Their island
Gotcha.
is actually broken up to like 30-some lots. And they probably have bought up and owned and are in cahoots with like 3/4 of the owners of the island.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Oh, you said lots. I thought you said.
But it was
lots.
interesting to
Yeah.
see because the first season it was like, we saw a stick. Now they're actually seeing
A button.
Oh yeah, they've been
a little bit more. I mean,
The swamp is completely man-made, and it looks like it was actually a docking pier with a rock road that they've made, and they found all kinds of stuff. But as I say, part of the fun is the technology that they bring in
Yep.
to try and find shit. And so the most recent is that they've taken water samples from the bottoms of these pre-exploratory tubes that they've drilled down, and they've brought it up and they analyzed it, and they are finding remnants of gold and silver down there in significant, supposedly large amounts. So, the question is, how can you get it and go down there, and how much of it is there? So,
how long can they string it out?
how long can they? How many more years? Well, they at least need 10 for what? They need 10 for
38 years.
no. They need 10 years for what?
Syndication.
Yeah, syndication.
Syndication?
7.
Thank you. Yeah. So
100 episodes actually.
About
I think they
100
hit that.
episodes.
Yeah.
Blake, I thought you said this was going to be short.
it was.
Oh, okay.
He wanted to talk 2 hours about it.
I could keep going.
What else you got? What else you watch?
I've watched 2 parts of 3 of the Get Back documentary from Peter Jackson.
Beatles. Did they do the last train in Clarksville yet?
Yeah, I mean that's what it's all about.
Okay.
Jason. It's all about Mike Nesmith and Peter York's relationship,
Gotcha.
which you would enjoy.
I just can't wait till Disney buys the Beatle library. That's going to be.
It's going to be on every TV
day.
show.
It's going to be a fantastic day.
Every TV
A
show.
Beatles resort
they'll probably
hotel.
make that Beatles Lord of the Rings that they wanted to do back in the 60s.
And
that'd be tough to do since two of the Beatles are no longer with us.
and then Yoko Ono will come out and be like,
CGI.
"I'll run it."
Okay.
CGI, Jeff.
Just give it to Yoko Ono.
No, but I'll be quick about this too. If you're a Beatles fan, you're gonna love it. If you're a music historian, you're gonna love it. If you're a band member who's had long, arduous sessions of writing songs and relationships with band members, you're gonna love it. You know, if you like Last Train to Clarksville, you may like it.
Take
I'm
the
not sure.
last train to
That's right.
Clarksville, and I'll meet you.
And even if
at
you don't
the
like the
station.
Beatles, it's actually kind of good. You know, but you know, especially if you're a musician. But if you have no interest in all
What
that,
happens if you don't
it's
like
fine.
Peter Jackson?
Well,
Then you're a communist and
Then you're-
should get
that's
out of
right.
our country.
I'm going to wait for the 18-hour extended version.
This is only 16
documentary.
hours.
No, but I haven't seen the last part, but I am very familiar with the history and the background and kind of stuff. So,
Did they
I do-
release everything at one time? All episodes?
Well, they went. Thanksgiving is like one each day. As you know,
Gotcha.
it's Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday.
Gotcha.
And then it's really cool especially if you're a fan of music and the Beatles and you know a lot about the history in this period of time. And so I've been like clicking on titles just to read what journalists, quote unquote, journalists will write about the episode. And I mean, like 9 out of 10 of the reviews are very favorable and all that kind of stuff. But I refuse to click on fake news sites where you get all your news, like
BuzzFeed.
Daily Beast,
CNN.
Vox.
Chris Cuomo.
Chris Cuomo. And then I'll sit there and I'll be like, oh, I don't click on those on purpose because I don't want them to get my click. But I did on some of the reviews, and I like reading some of these faux journalists, talking about, do I have to sit there and listen to Paul McCartney sing Gig Bat for the 16th time? I'm like, you're a fucking moron. This is the anatomy of how a song is made, and you go through it, and you're like, oh, wow, this is really cool. And so I sat there and I read that. I'm like, all right, that guy's a fucking idiot. And then I read this other article talking about, I don't get it. A lot of the time looks like John Lennon's like disinterested and stoned most of the time. I'm like, hello? This is the late 60s. And if you did any research as a journalist, you would realize that this is John Lennon's heroin addiction period because he was showing up and half the time he was probably recovering from shooting up heroin from the night before.
What are you talking about? They did drugs back then?
Oh, yeah. Pretty shocking.
Huh.
I don't think the Beatles ever did drugs.
Oh, no, not at all.
Doors didn't either.
No, exactly. But yeah, I mean, I can.
I think Doris did do drugs.
Doris Day? I could see that.
Morris Day.
Morris Day and the night.
And the
That's right.
time.
Yeah. But it is kind of interesting to sit there and see. The one guy that shows up all the time is Ringo Starr. Shows up on time.
I got another
And
going
then
on.
usually Paul McCartney comes in, Mac is usually coming in, and then George, and then like John's like late half the time. It's like yeah, probably because he's coming down off a heroin high, and Yoko goes in, and they all sit around there, and Yoko's in there every day, and she plops down right next to John in a chair. So it's like the four Beatles and Yoko, and then they'll like show her, and she'd be like doing crossword puzzles.
So she's Stanley from The Office.
She's doing storyboard art.
Stanley, we need your attention here.
She's doing crafts and but it's funny. But
Paul, I made you
Yes,
mittens.
exactly.
Here you go.
but it's pretty funny. But and everybody treats her pretty well. So because if you read some of the stories, like this puts some relationships in new light, and you can see where George Harrison gets pissed and literally quits the band for 4 days. I mean, he's like, I'm out. And you can see him, bringing stuff in, and John's kind of like disinterested because, he's whacked. He's on heroin.
Yeah.
And it is pretty funny to be like, George is like, hey, I got these songs. And he brings out some songs that some of his best songs that end up on solo albums that have become hits later. And, and Paul's like, yeah, okay. Now let's get back to these arrangements here. And then George is like, what the fuck? And there he's watched them do The Two of Us, and John and Paul's got this great rapport going back and forth, and then they show this thing where George is talking to John. He's like, hey, I need some help on these lyrics, and can you help me out? And John's like, just keep playing it over and over again and throwing words out, kind of like, which is what they do. But he's like, you've seen us do it. Go do it, George. And then finally George Harrison's like, goes through this. He's getting ignored, his songs, whatever, and then finally he's like, fuck you guys, I'm out. But eventually it comes
I
back
feel
to
like that's how Brian is going to be one day when Blake keeps doing that. Fuck it, Brian, just do something. So I'm out. I quit.
No, it's really good. And then they reveal some things like they had some hidden microphones in the flower pots, and they record after George leaves the band the next day. The next day, Peter Jackson shows the band, and they're like all going nuts, and it's like they're all taking out their anger and aggression about George leaving the band, and they even do Yoko does some wailing in on for lyrics. Oh, Jesus.
They're doing wailing?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. I thought that was banned in the 60s.
So they put a microphone in some of the flower pots, and they record a secret conversation, which they thought was secret between John and Paul. And Paul's like, hey, you've been the leader of this band for so long, but you're kind of like kicking back, and he's like, yeah, but with that George is a festering wound that we've opened up, and we've never addressed it properly, and you and your arrangements sometimes are overbearing, and Paul's like, but you're the leader, and you need to step up, and then he does, and then all of a sudden John comes back in, steps up, he's more active, and he's probably like going cold turkey, for a part of the time, and laying off the heroin, and then Billy Preston comes in, and the very first episode they set it up, George is like, hey, on day one, George comes in, he's like, hey, I just saw, Billy Preston, you ever see that guy? He opened for Ray Charles, I think he's a better piano player than Ray Charles, and da-da-da-da. And lo and behold, 3 weeks later, Billy Preston comes in, and they're like, hey, come on in and visit. George is a fan, whatever. And then they're like, hey, sit down and start jamming, and all of a sudden, everything, goes to 11. And, Billy Preston's got this big smile on his face, and he's like, I'm playing keyboards for the Beatles. And, John and Paul, they're all like, dude, you're rocking it. And then they all have some fun, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Does it get into Yoko's headspace about her artwork?
No, that may be in the extended version.
In the extended version?
Yeah, exactly.
6 hours of Yoko.
Yeah.
Is she interviewed at all?
No, but actually, in the documentary, when they're kicking around with questions and stuff, the guy that did the original filming, this Michael whatever, Higgs whatever, he's got 60 hours of footage. So Peter Jackson's credit, he actually got it down to 9. But he shows something there. And Yoko's actually kind of funny and likable.
Oh,
believe it or not.
Yeah, I heard that Yoko comes off good in it.
oh
Yes, and she's actually got some quips and one-liners in there real quick, as she'll just open up and boop, throw stuff out. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the third part, which is the rooftop scene, and it's basically a whole thing about how they, George never wanted to, if you go back and you watch 8 Days a Week, which is the Ron Howard documentary of their touring years, at the end of that, George Harrison is like, I hate touring. I don't want to do this anymore. I hate it. I don't like it. And even in this, he gets really apprehensive about playing live again in front of a crowd. And so they go through this whole catharsis of, they're supposed to do this live show at the end of this, live recording documentary. Mm-hmm. And it's probably also partially what leads to George quitting. He's like, I don't want to do this. I want to make music, but I don't want to play live in front of, 80,000 maniacs. And so eventually that's how you get to the famous, concert on the rooftop. Yes, I know the timers are going off.
No, that's actually messages from Twitter.
Twitter, please tell Blake to stop talking about
the concert on the rooftop. Wasn't that you two?
Yeah, there you go.
Where the streets have no name.
Yeah,
possibly?
the Beatles stole the idea from
okay,
you.
okay.
Yeah.
I thought that was Rush. Out here!
What?
Out here, and I don't know, the one from Bug's Life.
There's a Rush song in Bug's Life?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
What's the Rush song? Out here and
Fields?
yeah.
Teenage Wasteland?
Yeah, Teenage Wasteland.
Baba O'Reilly?
Yeah.
You mean The Who?
Is that the Who?
Wow.
You're getting tweets here, Blake. I don't think they're listening to you live, but they're coming across.
Oh,
But
no.
well, some of them are from Doug, so he is listening live.
Oh, okay. There are some from Doug.
Have they found any wood in the Get Back documentary?
I guess he was just getting Baba O'Reilly confused with Tom Sawyer because they're very similar.
Today's Tom Sawyer.
Their names,
Yep.
yes.
Today's
Yes.
Tom Sawyer. Tomorrow's George Wendt.
He knew 3 words from the song, 2 of them being the title.
Speaking of that, Twitter's been interrupting here, Blake, but let me get this for you, Blake.
I think you turned your sound off on your phone.
I did, but it comes across
It's
on the
coming through
laptop.
on the computer on the laptop here.
Mutate.
Did
I
we-
get to see everybody who's actually tweeting Jason.
What did we think about the Oreo thins, real quick?
Good.
Good.
Oh, they're good.
You
I
had
mean,
to move them away from me.
I personally, like I said, I think I'm liking the thins better than the standards.
Okay.
I like the thins.
On Twitter this week.
I can eat twice as many.
It's good. Yes. Yes.
On Twitter.
You can eat twice as many anyways. Who's stopping you?
My stomach.
Oh, okay.
On Twitter this week at Bad Ideas Podcast, who should take the throne as Black Panther in the next film? We had Shuri, M'Baku, Okoye, and bring back Killmonger, Michael B. Jordan. It was a 3-way tie
Are you serious? I ended in a 3-way tie
at the end.
Oh, at the bottom.
Shuri won with 37%. Everyone else got 21%. So there you go.
Wow, and that surprises me considering
I want
the
M'Baku.
Letitia Wright shit going on now.
I want M'Baku.
That's what they're saying. It's going to be him.
Shit's going down.
Don't ask. Don't.
Is she an anti-vaxxer?
She's an anti-vaxxer, and
But-
they had to shut. She got an injury on the set, and she went home, and now everyone's saying, well, she's really not all that hurt, but her vaccination stuff is preventing the movie from continuing.
So she's Emilio Estevez.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. I like M'Baku. I like him.
See, that's the question is, it's like, okay, well, who do I think should be the protector, blah, blah, blah,
Yeah.
or who do I think should be the king? Because I don't think they have to be the same person.
They do not. They do not.
And it's like, I mean, I guess you become king through right and whatnot, and if that's the case, then I voted M'Baku, but probably Okoye.
I think you vote
Yeah.
for the king.
I was gonna say-
Holy Grail taught me anything. You vote for the king, right?
No, you don't vote
correct.
for him.
I didn't vote for
I could
you.
see M'Baku the king and then Okoye the Black Panther. And I realize they're supposed to be the same person, but
I'm fine with that.
Is that Christian Okoye, the Kansas
Yes.
City Chiefs?
Nigerian Nightmare.
He was awesome in Tecmo Bowl.
He was.
Let's see here. Blake, did you see anything else real quick?
Well, I did watch the 4th episode of Wheel of Time, but Jim's not here, and
I'm
because he give
4 episodes behind.
I watched the
gotta
first
see.
20 minutes before I fell asleep. So if you
Were
want to
you
talk
tired
about,
or was it the show?
I think it was a little bit of both.
Okay.
It starts off very slow.
Okay.
And
Yes,
20 minutes
it
in,
does.
I still was not sure if it's.
Is 20 minutes?
I had to watch episode 1 a second time with my wife. First time I watched it by myself, and she's like, "You watch it without me." I'm like, "Okay, I'll watch it again." I had to watch it the second time so I can understand their accents. Then I got it. I'm like, oh, okay.
You probably need somebody like me there to explain it.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah.
job, mate. Let me get that.
There you
Just
go.
for the record, Scab Randall's working on her Scottish accent,
Oh, good.
and it's better than anything you've done so far.
I don't doubt that. Is she doing a Meridian accent from Brave?
Merida.
Whatever.
But you know, the people that I have text back with that have read the books on the stuff, and Jim's not here, but I will touch on it. We'll wait for Jim next week, but you know,
My goal is
there's
actually to
a
start
lot of stuff missing that would explain people's decisions and what they do and that kind of
Do
stuff.
they talk to each other?
Yeah.
Should they just talk to each other?
Yeah, I was joking about that. Well, they just talk to
Just
each
talk
other.
to him. He's right there. I watched Mindy Kaling's Sex Lives of College Girls on HBO Max.
How was that?
I'm going to have to restart it and watch it with my wife because I think she's going to really like it.
Is that NC-17?
No, it's not. There's nudity.
Well, then I'm not in.
There is nudity.
Okay, hold on. I'm back.
You're back.
back.
And
Is it Mindy Kaling?
Lesbianism?
Mindy naked?
No, she's not in it.
She's just a producer.
It's four college people go. 4 kids go to college, and it's about their first year. You know what? So I can never get an idea on Mindy Kaling and BJ Novak. Like, I want to like them as people, but they kind of annoy me as people. But I really like their writing.
Well,
Their
that's the
work is good.
Their work is really
the
good.
question is, what you know about them
But their
is their characters from The Office.
Yeah, their characters
Correct.
are annoying.
And
maybe they do it on purpose.
I don't know. But,
Have you watched the Mindy Project?
yeah, I loved Mindy Project. We really liked that.
And was she annoying in that?
Kind of. I liked everyone else around her. She was okay. But she's a great writer. Like I like her TV writing. But this one, so there's 3 episodes out. I got through 2, and I was like, okay, I'll stop because I know my wife's going to want to watch it. So we talked about it. And it's really enjoyable. Like, it's like there's one person from Arizona, one of the freshmen, and she's like, this is like a small town, Arizona, and now she's going to Vermont. It's Essex College, Essex. And she gets a job.
So she's going to a big town in Vermont?
Well, it's a big college town, I guess, is what they're doing.
Well, there is no big town in Vermont.
Yeah.
But she's going from Arizona to Vermont. Oh, wow.
And the best part is, though, like, she gets a job at the coffee shop, and there's a black guy there, and she's, like, trying to talk to him like she's never really met a black guy in her small town. And she's like, and he just starts like, she's like, has it been tough on you here? Do you stand out? And he's like, yeah, my mom's been in and out of jail since I was growing up, with crack. And, I had to basically raise my brother, but, he was in a gang, and like he just does this whole story just to fuck with her. So like, and he's like, but that's nothing that their other coworker has. And so the next day she comes in, and she's like, yeah, he told me. She's like, what the fuck are you talking about? And he's like, no, none of that's true. He's like, do you want my mom? And she's like, well, that's very rude of you to do that. He's like, do you want my mom to be a crackhead? Well, yes, for this story, yes. But it is funny. Like one of them's not like. One of them basically is the popular girl in high school. Well, her friends all hated her. So they, didn't want to room with her. So now she's stuck with these three people. And,
very popular that everyone hates her? That doesn't sound like
she went to college with her friends, and they were all supposed to room together. And they're like, no, we never really liked you. So they roomed outside her. I will say there's one
So,
point.
if we all room together, Jason would be the one who would say, no, we don't want anything to do with it.
You know what? Your Canadian of the Year is going to be revoked. It is going to be revoked.
I don't even have it. That's what I'm shooting for.
See, I'm just happy I'm not the one getting kicked out of the group.
It is
because I assume everyone is plotting against
That is true.
We had to come up with the multiple category winners because you got that Tony.
Tony.
You got that Tony,
Yep.
Tony, and I was like,
got the Grammy.
Yeah.
Best spoken word. But I will say there's one. I will spoil this one joke. Basically, the one woman in there is she's trying to get onto the National Lampoon's newsletter, magazine that this college does. It's basically
it hasn't been shut down yet.
It's their version of National Lampoon.
Yet?
No, it's their version of National Lampoon's. All these people have written for this, have gone on to Saturday Night Live, all this, and they're like the one guy's who runs it. He's like, sorry, you're gonna have to convince those guys because we pretty much hit the woman quota, and they're like. Her roommate's like, well, you got to blend in and be one of the guys and get these guys on your side. So she goes to the party, and there's 6 of them, and she's like, okay, who wants me to jack them off? And she comes back and she's like, I think I'm in. I jacked off 6 guys, and they're like, what? You can't do that. And she's like, no, it's about woman empowerment. She's like, no, that's not what I meant.
Oh, no.
So now all the women on the magazine hate her because they were all the boyfriends. But that was the first time I'm like, what the fuck am I watching? So
Mindy Kaling.
yeah. Blake, let's do some listener feedback.
That was in episode 108, right?
I don't believe so.
Oh, time for the bomb listener feedback. Brought to you by my worst weekend in spectator football ever. Fuck you, Harbaugh family.
Oh, God, they both.
they were both Harbaughs. Oh.
That team up north earned it.
To be fair, the Browns suck.
Fuck the rat birds.
The Browns suck.
Yeah, because
they're not doing very well.
Had Cleveland done its job, New England would have been the number 1 seed in the AFC.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Well, you know what? You always watch the Browns, and you always get to see a first in something. And this was the first time in 52 games that an opposing quarterback threw 4 interceptions and still won.
Nice.
That's another first.
What was the series of drives? Fumble, interception. Fumble, interception, interception.
The first half was unwatchable for both teams. It was atrocious.
There was a part on Twitter where Baker Mayfield couldn't throw the ball, and they're like, did he forget how to throw? He was just bumbling it over his head.
I don't know why they keep trotting him out there. I mean, he's so injured and banged up.
Charlie Fry's injured too.
I
That's why they couldn't bring him in.
I salute him for playing and being tough, but on the flip side, you're put somebody healthy in that could.
They did sign Jake Delhomme today.
Delhomme? And Charlie Fry. My man, Charlie Fry.
Johnny Fry.
Can I throw a time machine thing in here?
Yeah.
In that episode, you were lamenting the fact that your Arizona Cardinals lost, and Carson Palmer had 6 turnovers, 2 fumbles, and 4 interceptions. Just,
And that
this is really deja vu.
And that
try not
started
to
the 0 for 52 and the team's throwing 4
We
interceptions.
try not to remember the Carson Palmer years in Arizona. They're up there with the Kent Graham era.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Blake. What do we got?
All right, so, we usually start off with this guy,
Number 1 fan.
A-Pans,
formerly known as
Can't give yourself a nickname.
7,
Big D,
Dad.
Time Machine Captain.
Doug.
And when you're here, you read your own damn
That's
feedback.
right.
Is that in 108?
I wasn't here. I was just you three.
Okay. Yeah.
It was just you three.
I'll read your own damn feedback.
The Washington football team dedicated the road in front of the porta potties to Sean Taylor. Which organization is the worst in the NFL? Now this comes back around. Apparently, I found out they're doing another game where they're going to honor Sean Taylor next year. Since they screwed it up so bad this time.
He's now going to be around the dumpster, the road that has the dumpsters.
And Mahomes' brother's not invited this time?
So, is the football team ever going to have a nickname?
I don't think so. If
No,
they've gone this long, they're
Supposedly,
just
Daniel
No,
Snyder
no.
likes
I think
football
it's-
team.
I think it's next year.
Yeah.
They're sticking with football team this year. I think
As
next
long as
year
it's not the
they're gonna-
Guardians, because that's a pretty awful name.
I think it's a great name. A matter of fact, if I had a roller derby team, that would be the name.
Wait a minute.
Hold on. Note to Washington: make sure there's no roller derby teams in D.C. before you start picking nicknames.
Did you see that they put the Guardians logo up on the team shop and it fell over the same day?
So
What's it guarding then?
So
You have to step around it.
So
Now, the only reason they picked that was just so they could use the same uniforms, just put a GUA over the IN.
Oh, I thought you meant they got the same as the...
You want to get that Deans in?
I thought you meant that they had the same uniforms as the roller derby team.
Yeah.
Short shorts. Max Scherzer is making $43 million a year in baseball.
Yeah.
He signed a 3-year, $130 million. It's only $4 million less than the Guardians budget.
It doesn't
It's more than the Orioles.
And Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Well, after the sign fell, they got to pay out of pocket.
That's at least $100,000.
That wasn't covered by insurance. It was a faulty installation.
It was. So that is not covered.
Right.
Check your contractors, ladies and gentlemen. What else we got?
Are you done?
So what is the worst?
Did we ever answer?
What is the? I'm here to actually say you didn't answer my damn question.
The
Usually you
Browns.
just-
The
I would
Browns.
say the Baltimore Ratbirds because they put a statue of a murderer out front.
Allege it. He did not have his white suit on.
I would say the Washington football team.
Yes, I would too.
As much
Yeah.
as I want to dog the Bengals ownership, Snyder is probably
How about Jerry Jones?
Well, Jerry Jones at least spends money for his team,
Yeah,
and he cares about
Jerry
winning.
Jones cares,
And
He's a pain in the ass.
and he takes care of his players.
And
I'll go with you.
those he's loyal to. He's loyal to.
And there's no sexual assault investigation.
Yeah, there's
into
a whole lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
where-
Oh, I'm sure.
How about the Raiders?
Well, Jerry did have that photo of him.
well, Al
and that
Davis
young
is
lady.
dead,
Yeah, but
and
Gruden,
Zippy the Pinhead, his son or whatever.
who looks dead on him.
How would you like the NFL does this deep dive investigation to what sexism, discrimination, all that, and they put everything under the rug and say we're not going to release any of the results of this investigation. But fuck John Gruden.
Yes. Well, that was the thing. There
Well,
was
they were investigating was it the
John
drug
Gruden wasn't
trafficking
even
or something?
being investigated.
No,
He's
they
the
were-
one that gets canned.
Yeah,
What was it?
Because they
Was it-
found his email.
it was the cheerleaders, the sexual
Sexual assault by
Sexual
cheerleaders.
assault.
That's what they were.
The
taking
people in the
videos.
locker room.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There was a whole lot of going on a photo shoot to some island in the Caribbean, and
Yeah.
they were enticed to hang out with season ticket holders. Hide.
Did they go to massage parlors? Because I guess that's okay.
It was.
Oh, that's the Patriots. I'm sorry.
You know what? John Gruden shouldn't have been emailing this crap to the
No.
to the people in
but
Washington.
it's odd of the 650,000 emails, only those came out.
Well,
Odd.
Well, the other people paid money to keep him quiet. John Gruden
Allegedly.
probably refused.
maybe Gruden's the only one that gave them his phone. Give me your phone.
Okay.
No.
I mean, Deshaun Watson isn't even, getting implicated.
That guy's never going to be in any.
Oh,
It's just
Gruden
purgatory.
is suing the NFL, right?
Who?
Gruden?
Is he?
I probably.
Yes, he is.
I would
Okay.
if your investigation is not you, but they keep everything under wraps. But you get. Oh yeah.
Well,
Here's his emails. Oh,
Yeah,
there
they said
you
if
go.
you're going to release my emails, release them all.
Yeah.
That's right.
And that'll be interesting.
I hope they do.
Yes.
I want to see what Roger wrote.
But Deshaun Watson was nowhere near any Washington Red football team cheerleaders.
I don't think anybody acknowledges Deshaun Watson anymore. Okay, we got one from Nikki.
Nicky.
Not from New Zealand.
Oh,
this is from
Nikki?
Dear Nikki.
Exclamation.
Award winner. Dear Nikki.
award-winning adult podcast.
Yes.
Spit, swallow, or wear inside? Or wear or inside?
What?
Spit, swallow, wear, or inside?
There's 4 options.
Yes.
I'm very confused. I don't know.
It's just a spin-off of FMK.
Yes. Huh.
Like, I'm doing this?
I don't know.
Well, if it's me, of all
Are
of
you
them,
swallowing?
Is there
Are you
any
spitting? I mean-
masturbation with magazines involved in this question?
tree. Just go to the tree app. Where? I'm going to wear it, I guess.
Oh, I was thinking WHERE.
Well, okay, since there's only 4 options, there's 4 of us here. I'm going to say spit. So those 2 got the next 2.
Just swallow or inside.
That's right. That's right. I'm going to hurry up and get that.
Come on, Blake, you better hurry. Don't be left over.
I'll take whatever's left over. I'll take sloppy fourths.
There you go.
I don't think I've seen Blake almost die.
I still don't understand what's happening.
Okay, you either spit, you swallow, you wear it,
Uh-huh.
or
Yeah, and I already said where. What did Doug say?
Spit.
There you go.
what was the
Inside.
other? Inside.
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 Of you.
Yes.
Isn't that what swallowing is?
No.
No.
There's other orifices.
There's other places that don't swallow.
Ears.
Ear, nose.
We both went for the ear.
Armpits. Where's the Oreo?
You know, she's an
Thin Mints
award-winning
fit into
podcaster, and
She said she was quite looking forward to this one.
uh-huh.
So,
this? I'm sure she was.
the best part is we also have like 3 more of these questions. Get ready.
Oh, Jesus.
You mean for tonight, or are we spacing them out?
Every week.
Okay.
Anybody who could shut Blake up, I'm impressed. I'm impressed. Give that woman a floppy.
Still trying to figure out what's going on.
I mean, I can do the next one if you want.
No. Can't wait for Brian and Jim to come back to that.
Nikki, you need more questions.
We got 6.
She needs more.
Next one. After that, I need to do some meditation. I need to go to a higher plane.
Ow.
I must cleanse myself. I must remove the filth of darling Nikki questions. From a higher plane. Meow God. At Meow God.
Meow.
Will Jason ever lose his virgin twink squeaky voice?
No.
He will when he's dead.
Are you threatening me?
No, I'm
you
just saying
threatening me?
when you're dead, you will no longer have your virgin twink squeaky voice.
I think when he starts swallowing, it'll be just...
No, it's on.
After Nikki's FMK question
He chose where.
Oh.
next week, Jason is killed.
It doesn't say where I'm wearing it, though.
On your body?
Yeah, but it could be face. It could be.
Well, yeah. I mean, I would assume you would. Well, is there a better place? Like, is there one spot that's so much better than the other spots?
My back, so I don't see it.
Okay.
My shoe.
So you're getting it. So you're getting it shot on your back. Okay.
I like the shoe better.
No, we don't need that visual. We really don't. Let's not go there.
What the fuck is going on in this podcast?
You're the one that brought the question in.
Doug, what we got on?
You've defiled Meow God.
Doug, what happened on the time capsule?
Time machine? There was no talk of that.
Okay.
There was no talk.
Okay, let Blake finish these. And
All right, from the people who think they're better than everybody else,
they do.
Superiority Complex podcast. What piece of sci-fi tech do you wish was real?
Teleporters.
Yes.
I was
Yep.
just going to say, yep, teleporters.
Lightsabers.
Orgasmatrons?
Ooh. I don't know, those chocolate fudge Oreos last week might have been it.
No, the Thin Mints are this week.
Nah, we haven't tried the white chocolate fudge yet.
I'm afraid, based upon prior conversation from this evening, exactly what you're referring to.
So, white chocolate fudge Oreo.
Open these.
It's covered in white substance.
Are you serious?
My son took them.
You flat out told him he's not allowed to touch those or he was in trouble. I heard you explicitly say the unopened ones he cannot touch.
Oh, his Christmas present's going back.
Wow.
Ooh.
How do you know it was him?
Trust me, it was him.
Are there any left?
Oh, yeah.
There's not a lot in there, and those things are
He
really
took
good.
a whole row.
A whole row.
1/3.
He gained 600 calories in one sitting a fortnight.
It might have been a week's worth of stuff.
Yeah, it might be.
Since they've been in here for a week.
What else we got?
We're going to wrap it up with Professor Number 1 and Doctor Number 1. You know, I noticed you don't have me read Twitter handles anymore.
That's all intern.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm all for not reading Twitter handles anymore.
6921.
Professor Number 1 and Doctor Number 1. That's his Twitter handle, though. Of everyone on Hobie, who would win in a wrestling match, WWE style?
Jeff would be winded getting to the ring, so he's out. I'm going to say...
My question is,
Uh-huh.
WWE style, that means
It's
it's
fake.
predetermined on
not
who's
fake.
going to win.
Yes.
So it's whoever has the most power to write the script.
Well, I write reviews.
And Jason, we know, refuses to sell for other wrestlers.
Yes.
So Jason will probably win.
There you go. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. I'm the Hobie
And you're right, I
champ.
wouldn't make it to the ring.
No.
I think Jim goes off script and hits him with the chair
That's happened before.
and wins.
I'm going to go New Jack and throw him off the fucking scaffolding.
I like that one. New Jack seems okay. He'll be at the Cincinnati Comic Expo.
He's dead.
Yeah, he is dead. Damn it. No, he won't be at the Comic Expo. That'll be like him propped up. Doug, before we get to News of the Geek, what do we got for Time Machine?
Okay.
Time Machine is a segment Doug does when he comes on the show.
Only because I want Blake's vote for Canadian of the Year. You know, it's bad enough listening to these once. To go back and listen to it again.
I agree.
And then take copious amounts of notes.
It's a lot of notes.
All you have to do now is take notes while you listen to it now, then you can just go visit your notes in 5 years.
That's right.
So-
we have theme music is.
This was episode 108, Clemens in the Box, from January 27th.
I remember this one. Blake was doing an impression of
Yep.
the announcer.
Yes. Oh, I knew what it was once I saw
Yep.
it. Yeah.
Roger Clemens! He's in the box!
I'll try to go quick here.
Brenner!
Blake talked about the Atlanta Strip Club for old strippers. You talked West Virginia.
Jim Justice.
I don't
No,
think Jim Justice was there then.
Robert Byrd.
Oh,
And you didn't mention he was a KKK member, but that's okay.
I
allegedly.
don't think I was aware of that.
Yeah. Then Hunger Games for the elections. You figured Rubio would win. You wanted to.
That did not go over
Would
well.
win the nomination, or
Well, if it were a Hunger Games type.
if it were
Yeah, not that he'd win that one.
Oh, I got
But
you.
you did want to see Chris Christie in an Atmosphere? Is that from
the
Gladiators?
Gladiators,
Yes.
American Gladiators.
That's right.
This is the Canadian of the Year talk. Jason, each episode of Graphic Novice he listens to, he's so disappointed that they didn't give Nickel a floppy because he sent you guys a jersey, which is right there.
He did give us a jersey.
And
wear it
then
when I'm cold.
And then for some unknown reason, Jeff blamed me for him not winning it. I don't know why.
I think you didn't vote for him.
It's not one vote. I wasn't the only vote.
Well, I think you were the tie-breaking vote. Now we got to go back to episode 106.
Jason saw Spy and he liked it. Second half was really good. Jude Law was in it. Hadn't seen him in years. Blake started talking about Waze because he has
The app?
the boy band direction. Okay, now this isn't mocking or
The
anything.
voice, yeah.
At the time,
boy
Jeff
band.
had no idea what Waze was. Now,
I think that's when I found out
yes.
what Waze was.
so
Left.
let's see. Blake thought In-N-Out Burger sucked.
What?
He had just gotten
did.
back from San Diego.
That's right. I didn't. I
Then
wasn't
you got into a discussion. Maybe you ordered wrong.
It could be.
And then,
Well, yeah, because
then
you
Jeff-
didn't order secret menu items.
and then Jeff said, if you have to know what to order, then that's the restaurant's fault.
Exactly.
That's right.
Blake did his Hasbro exec impression because Ray toys weren't going to be made, and then Disney kind of got on Hasbro. So Hasbro had said, "Boys don't buy girls' toys," and then Blake,
Ray. Okay.
Ray, well, yeah, sorry, from Star Wars, and then so Blake went into the Hasbro exec saying about how he wanted Ray toys with thongs and bikinis, and then
That's Blake.
and then.
Think of the sales.
Jeff was bringing up the fact that since 'cause the next movie was going to be with Luke and Ray, that was the original
You
plan.
know Luke died.
And then, yes, I do know that. And then Jeff was thinking they were father-daughter at the time.
That didn't age well.
Then you guys,
I'm glad it.
Yeah. Are you though? Because I don't know if it was any better that.
Oh no. What I liked that in that movie the explanation. I didn't like the explanation in the following movie.
Gotcha.
Correct.
you brought up this podcast 365 podcast,
They are no longer out.
and
Now
that was
literally out.
because it was leap year. They became 366.
Oh yeah.
That was a long year joke.
Then we had the Jeff Google word of the week. Apparently, that was, I guess, starting up, and that was like the
that
beginnings of
lasted
it.
one episode.
No, it was about
And
three.
then, so apparently, one of them was Blumpkin, and that was a running theme throughout the show.
Do I have to relook up Blumpkin now?
No.
I don't
No.
No, because
Make sure you're on stealth mode
at
when you
some
do.
point, I don't know if I have it on here. Jason brought up using a dog to Blumpkin
No, I don't want to know that.
toilet. That
What? I don't remember.
blowjob on a toilet, I believe.
And you're
believe-
using a dog for that?
No, I'm not using a dog for that.
Randall Holt chimed in. He was really excited for the new X-Files.
No.
Don't know how that turned out.
No one knows how it turned out.
I'm still trying to figure that out.
Miguel Liao, which historical figure would you like to fist fight? Jason mentioned Stephen Hawking.
Because that's the only person Jason could beat in history.
I think I could.
Then he said Alexander Graham Bell because he wouldn't see him coming. I don't know if Alexander Graham Bell is blind or not, but I didn't understand that. Pop Culture Cafe chimed in with Helen Keller. Jeff's first mention was Jesus because he turned the other cheek. And Jason's like, well, yeah, but he flipped over the tables. He's like, yeah, that's all he did. and then they started getting into some other ones, and Jeff changed his to Thomas Edison because he was a jackass. Blake went with Hitler. Snake Oil comics want to know if does Legends of Tomorrow make it past the first season?
Well, yeah, it
Hey,
did.
wait, 5 seasons?
They're up to like 6.
Ooh, they're still on.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Jason said the rumor for the second season was to have Booster Gold show up.
That didn't work.
happen. Terrible rumor.
Then you started talking about the 2016 movies. You both kind of mocked Trolls, saying it was 30 years too late.
Okay.
And I stand by that.
Yep.
You weren't sure about Finding Dory. Both of you said Blake was really kind of quiet on this. You know how he kind of wanders off.
Like now.
Yeah. Secret Life of Pets. You both thought looked horrible.
It wasn't bad.
I still refuse to watch it. It looks terrible.
You weren't big on X-Men Apocalypse.
Wasn't big on. Did we not rip it a new asshole?
Hadn't come out yet, so you were
Oh.
still. I mean, this was, early. You're both excited for Civil War. Jason was excited for Rogue One. Of course, he did say Forrest Whitaker would be playing Vader.
That didn't work out.
No.
Give me
Nope.
one more, and we'll go back to this.
Let me just do the movies real quick.
Yeah.
No one was excited for Star Trek Beyond.
No, nothing's changed.
I actually enjoyed Star Trek Beyond. I take that back.
That's the one with the whales.
Yes.
In the bus
This
ride.
is where the talk came in because Jeff didn't like any of the Next Generation movies.
Oh.
And this is where Jason mentioned, get a dog for Chris Pratt to Blumpkin. Oh, from Passengers. So he had to wake up somebody, and he's like, he can just wake up a dog, and
Gotcha.
And you both thought Jungle Book looked good. Alice Through the Looking Glass, no.
Yep.
And then Gods of Egypt. Jason said that was the worst trailer he'd seen. And Blake said it could be good because it looked a little different.
Well,
How'd that work out, Blake?
horribly.
Go back to that.
And that's not even the whole show.
Yeah.
Look at that. There's your time machine.
This is editing my time machine down. I could
at
add
that.
a couple pages.
Look at that.
What do you got left in the time machine? You got the top five. We'll go
Right to the top five.
Top five.
before we do our
yeah,
top five tonight, or
Just a shorthand of the top 5 from 108.
Real quick, AJ Styles showed up at Royal Rumble.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Jason mentioned this. And then Jeff said that's 20 years too late. He's
Man.
Revisit an old joke.
top 5 was worst sports announcers, which apparently
no.
I gave you. I don't remember
Who's
that.
everybody's number one?
I know who my number one was.
Who was yours?
Tom Brenneman.
Yes.
Joe Buck?
Nope.
Troy Aikman.
Nope.
Who was it?
Dick Vitale.
Oh, yeah. Fuck him.
Blake.
I couldn't tell you.
Dave Lapham.
Oh my God! How could I not guess that?
That is a local announcer for those people not in town here.
You know what's great is when they play Bengals highlights, and they'll put Lapham on there with his screaming and yelling, and they go, "Well, apparently pretty excited in Cincinnati."
That's what he mentioned on the show. And your number 5 was Tony Siragusa.
Oh my God! Fuck that guy.
Deuce fan.
Just some other ones. Jeff hated Rick Sutcliffe.
He's terrible.
And then his number 4 was Don Criqui and Steve Tasker. And Blake was in on that because they both did both their games.
That's right.
They were the
That
people.
was the bottom of the barrel for CBS on
Yeah.
AFC.
And
they had
I
every
just gotta-
Bengal Browns game every year.
A few more points. Then Blake got into... Tom Brenneman, real quick. Jeff said he was a cocky asshole, and he talks about stuff that's not going on, which apparently got him fired.
in Kansas City.
In hindsight.
So then Blake got into 3 stories. The fact that when he got a ride from Blake Musburger on
That's
spring
right.
break,
That's right. Brent Musburger's son
he got into an argument with Bo Schembechler's son,
at a pool. Yeah, a pool. That's right.
and then he
Playing
partied
pool
with Marty Schottenheimer's daughter,
in my room,
and she
in the
wasn't good
fraternity
looking.
house. No,
That's what he said. And then
She
finally,
was nice.
you all 3 sincerely apologized for the show going long. It was 2 hours and 27 minutes.
Oh, my God.
Wow, you took the long one to listen to.
So, in that...
Clemens in the box.
Susie Waldman, that was yes.
So, in that respect, let's try to get this one earlier. We're going straight to News of the Geek here. No, don't even worry about the music.
Ba-dum-ba-dum.
Per Market Watch,
There's a screw on the floor. Be careful of moving around in your chairs. I don't know whose chair it belongs
you
to.
just dropped it. God.
Oh, I have a screw loose. Ba-dum-bum.
Hey, Blake, you want a screw?
Is that Nikki's question for now?
Are you going to wear it?
Maybe.
What hole should I stick this in?
Ear. Ew. Great. The screw now is COVID. Per Market Watch, a Montana steakhouse owner has pleaded guilty to misusing COVID-19 relief money.
Join the crowd.
He received for his restaurant to buy several vintage cars, including a 1916 Studebaker. Prosecutors say 70-year-old Michael Bolte, who runs the Feedlot Steakhouse in Shepherd, Montana. Jeff, look up Shepherd, Montana. How many people are... Or Doug, you're better at this. How many people?
Population.
Yeah.
Wow, he's dissing my Google foo.
He received $75,000 in disaster relief fund from the Small Business Administration in May 2020. He literally took 4 days to buy 4 classic automobiles instead.
2019, it was 895.
Wow. SBA disaster loans are only supposed to be used for working capital for a business. not for cars.
Well, isn't your business buying vintage cars?
Nope.
For your steakhouse?
Could be for delivery purposes. Carry out was booming at that time.
He screwed that one up. That was his defense. That should be his defense. He allegedly been in talks since February of that year to purchase several old cars from an estate because he saw them as an investment opportunity. Prosecutor said.
Just interrupt Yellowstone County it's in.
Oh. 11 days after, it was 11 days, he received a check from the government. He bought the four cars for $75,000. It was a Studebaker, 1929 Franklin, 39 Ford Deluxe, and a 41 Ford Super Deluxe. Hey, Jeff, it's a Super Deluxe.
Do they have a cape and a sidekick?
Yes, it does.
I like the next sentence. This sums up every federal program.
Said Leif Johnson, U.S. Attorney for Montana, federal programs like the one at issue here don't work when people cheat. Well, thanks.
Well, that sums it up.
Apparently, according to the 2000 census, there was 193 people that lived there.
What happened in 1 year? 700 people died?
19 years.
Oh, wow.
2019 it said 895.
Sorry.
I don't know how true that is.
Wait, it went up or down?
Up.
Up, sorry. Bolt opened the Feed Lot Steakhouse, 4,600 square foot restaurant bar and casino, modeled to look like a log cabin in 1997. Followed a family tradition as his grandfather opened the first A&W restaurant in Missoula, Montana in the early 50s. As part of his guilty plea, Bolt has agreed to forfeit the vehicles to the government. Yeah, I'm sure that's not going to be a bad thing, huh? We're going to see Biden drive around in Studebaker next week.
No, they put those up for auction.
I know they do.
Yeah.
He faces up to a year in federal prison and a $100,000 fine when he is sentenced in April. It's really not that bad. I mean, to be honest, he got caught. I mean, a year in jail. He's 70. Who cares? And a $100,000 fine. Here, have the money back.
He's 70. Who cares? I mean, when it could be your last year alive, you don't want to have to spend it in jail.
Could be those low security, retirement places they have for
Oh, yeah, like tennis.
federal
that's
offenders.
true. Yeah,
those
could be.
low security retirement clubs.
All those Enron guys are there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look it up, kids.
That actually doesn't sound like a bad way to go. Does
Jeff would get 3 meals.
3 meals a day, exercise, health care.
Well, he doesn't want that.
Just get all the guys, to have a weekly D&D game in
Pickleball?
the retirement home.
Maybe some pickleball.
Fuck pickleball.
Let's
Curling, maybe. Curling would be cool.
that's been on all week. NBC Sports.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, man, I'm missing it.
Yeah, the
NBC Sports.
Olympic qualifiers.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, yeah, and NBC Sports is going away, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
You know what would make that more interesting if you had to have a alcohol, you had to blow, for a alcohol consumption test,
And then do it.
Yeah, you had to reach a minimum before you could start curling.
I like it.
You have to be at least above the legal driving.
Yeah,
Or if you're sweeper, if you're the sweeper, you have to have a beer in your hand,
yeah,
and you can't spill it.
yeah, or pain meds.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Like Tiger. Anyways, allegedly, per lay official and the Mirror. Get ready, Blake. You're gonna have to correct me here because you know Italian.
Yes,
Roberto Casanea
No, I want you to try that again.
Casaniga.
Katsaniga.
Anyways, he's an Italian volleyball. I'm going to call him Bob.
Just call him Cats.
Okay,
That way
Cats.
you can avoid the embarrassing ending.
Call
part.
them Bobcats.
Bobcat.
Tell him the Cazzo.
Roberto Casana.
Just call him Cazzo.
Cazzo.
There you go.
An
Bobcat.
Italian volleyball player believed for 15 years that he was dating Brazilian model Alessandra Ambrosio.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, he wasn't. Robert Caza, who plays for a second division team in Italy's volleyball league, was introduced to his future girlfriend in 2008 through a friend, who gave a woman named Maya the phone and said she was interested in getting closer to him. Maya used photos of Ambrosio to pass off as pictures of herself. This type of crime when someone pretends to be someone else is known as catfishing.
Dun dun dun.
MTV has a 6-season series about this. The story gets even worse as Kazia revealed on television program that he transferred around more than $780,000 to his supposed girlfriend after she claimed to have accounts frozen due to problems with inheritance.
God.
I That's common in Brazil. Yeah.
In order not to have physical or video contact, the imposter claimed she had a heavy work routine and suffer from a serious heart disease. So you can't be on video because you suffer a heart disease?
Yeah.
The couple never met face-to-face, but claimed they were engaged and had sent her lavish gifts and financial aid for many years. Some of the gifts that he sent her include a brand new Alfa Romeo.
Yeah.
That's a car. And over 700,000 pounds, I guess?
That's
Euro. For what he believed were medical expenses to treat a heart condition.
Yes, 700,000 euro, approximately 590,000 pounds.
There you go.
Yeah.
Those are your symbols.
Thank you.
I mean, that clears up. You know how much dollar amount that is.
Oh, yeah.
$65. Kazuya.
How many yen is it? Couple
12.
billion?
One Hobie coin.
One Hobie coin.
Kazuya's colleagues, his friends, described it as introverted and naive, you think? Felt this was a scam and insisted that the case be investigated. So far, 3 people are involved in the scheme.
Manuela.
Who passed on the contact of Maya, which was his Manuela's boyfriend, and a 50-year-old woman who lives in Sardinia named Valeria.
Valerie.
Who pretended to be a Borosio in phone calls. Kazuya states, I have so many debts, it's not easy waking up from a coma. When asked
I wouldn't call it a coma.
When faced with questions about her involvement in the catfishing scheme, Valeria denied everything and said, you're breaking my bleep? I guess my ass? I'm Valeria. I've been a friend of Maya for a long time. I've met her in that period in which I met Manuela. That really doesn't explain anything.
Of course it does.
Sorry.
700,000 euro would be $792,000.
Whoa. That's a whole lot of money you give
You
somebody.
have a girlfriend that you're engaged to for 15 years and never meet her in person. Or on video or FaceTime.
The positive is you don't have to go to any family get-togethers.
Correct.
Well, that is a good positive.
No in-laws to deal with.
Yeah. So is it
Or
worth
brothers.
Is it worth 800,000?
Okay, I realize that, they didn't see each other on video calls, but I'm assuming they still had regular phone calls, and hopefully there was at least phone sex involved.
I would think so. At least him.
Oh, yeah.
He ended up wearing it.
Sure it wasn't inside?
Yeah, how's that possible?
I don't know.
Doug, you love your in-laws. Would you pay $700,000 never to see them again?
No, because I've paid nothing. I'll probably never see him again.
Okay.
All you have to do is insult them once really good. And
Yep.
Okay.
If you just hypothetically,
Yes.
if one of them told you to go to hell and you told him to fuck off, that pretty much puts an end to it.
Does it?
So far.
Oh, okay. In episode 500, we're going to do a time warp, and it's going to be Doug's meeting with his in-laws. That did not age well. Jeff, give me some box office news.
Box office news.
There you
go. Number 1 this week of November 26th, 2021 through November 28th, 2021 is Encanto. It made $40.3 million in its opening weekend on a $120 million budget.
The fear is that because of this Omicron virus mutation.
The one that South Africa says is very mild?
Yes.
Okay.
That would be the one.
Sick for 2 days and you can stay at home and then you're better?
They said that people are freaking out, and the movie studios are kind of worried that it's going to start affecting the movie theaters.
Well, the stock market took a huge
Yes, it
plunge.
did.
Oh, yeah, it did.
It did.
But, well, see, the virus was supposed to adapt, and not killing your host is a better way for the virus to stay around.
Well, that's what they said.
Once you
increases-
kill everybody, then the virus is dead.
It wants to be more infectious, but it does.
But less deadly.
Which,
deadly.
in theory,
Correct.
is what it could be. They said they won't know for about 4 weeks if this is it. Not to go into that hole down the road. Encanto, it was okay. The songs were fun. We downloaded the soundtrack. Really liked the songs. The characters were really good. The story was... I don't even know what the story was. Like, there's no villain in it.
Did you have to have a villain to have a story?
If your story's good enough, no. This one was kind of like, eh. I did my nerdly.co.uk review, and I said it kind of felt like an episode of Seinfeld. Nothing happened. Like, I watched it.
It's
Fine with that.
it's a musical, right?
Yeah, it's a
Because
music.
Encanto.
It's a Disney's cartoon. It's a musical.
Yeah.
Judy
Still
Benson
looked like
was
a
disappointed
Piers
in me.
Anthony story to me.
A what?
Like a story by Piers Anthony.
What's that?
It's got robots.
No, he's an author, and
Okay.
he had a was it
Sci-fi.
Xanth. Xanth was, I think, it was fantasy. This one, but it was like everybody had powers except for the main character.
That's what this is.
Chameleon, I think, was the main character in that one. But he really did have a power, and his power was like to not have a detectable power. I don't know exactly what it was. Something
Power
goofy,
is
but
to have a non-detectable power. Well, what is it? I don't know.
It was
can't detect
enjoyable. I will say it was enjoyable enough. I was kind of bored with some of it, but the music was great. The characters were great. It's just there wasn't much there with the story, and it ended abruptly. It was like, oh, that's it. I'm like, what happened? Like, it was only an hour and 24 minutes, which is fine.
nope, it's got to be at least
Cartoons you're okay with.
What about animated films?
No, animated films are non-existent because they're cartoons.
It was kind of funny. WWE has a movie coming out, Rumble. It's an animated film because WWE makes animated films, and it's about monsters wrestling. And like in the future, and that people, it's anime, and they're like, Rumble coming soon to theaters. I get home and I'm like, never even heard of this. I click on it. I think Seth Rogen's one of the voices. I click on it. Rumble is now coming to Paramount Plus. Well, I guess it's not coming to theaters then. Paramount Plus exclusive.
Isn't that, but still a step above straight to DVD.
I guess. Maybe.
Well,
Straight to Laserdisc.
That sounds like what the plot is. Those little pink
Muscle Men.
Yeah, muscle men.
It's kind of like that.
Okay.
What else we got, Jeff?
Number 2, Ghostbusters: Afterlife made $24.5 million, a total of $88 million on a $75 million budget.
One of the lowest percentage drops in recent history.
Yeah, I might have to go this week to see
So
it.
that means it's still holding on.
Yeah. People are liking it. Good word of mouth.
Number 3, House of Gucky made $14 million in its opening weekend on an unknown budget. I will say,
Da, comrade.
my brother was part of that crowd
House of Gucky.
of House of Gucky. He went to see that movie. With,
He liked it?
I don't know. I
Willfully?
didn't talk to him. I was going to talk to him about it tonight,
Ah.
but then he wasn't feeling well. Willfully, we on Thanksgiving we were sitting around, and my sister and her daughter decided they were going to go see it, and Jim went with them.
So you're chaperoning.
Sure. In the meantime, I said I'll go home and watch episode 2 of Hawkeye.
Hey.
I feel I made the right choice. Number 4, Eternals made another $8 million, a total of $150.5 million on a $200 million budget.
It's made its money back to worldwide.
Oh yeah, I do say the more I think about it, the more I really like Eternals. It's moving up.
I'll tell you on January when it comes on Disney Plus.
When I don't have to pay for it.
Correct.
And I probably would like it even more if I didn't have to go to the bathroom right before they got into the exposition part of the movie. I went to the bathroom and I come back and I'm like, I think I just missed important exposition. And number 5, Resident Evil: Welcome to Raccoon City made $5.3 million in its opening weekend on a $25 million
He said this
budget.
was quite disappointing.
Who's in that?
It's about the origins of the coronavirus.
Fauci.
Fauci.
Actually, I have no idea who's in it.
I've never even heard of it. I mean, I've heard of Resident Evil.
Yeah.
But
They were trying to redo it, and
What is Raccoon City?
they didn't.
I never played the game, so I don't know.
It's the city that Resident Evil takes place
Yeah.
in.
Oh, Wuhan?
Down the hall.
Raccoon City. That is the name of the city.
Bats. What else we got, Jeff?
Upcoming December 3rd of 2021, we have Wolf. And Jason is going to read the...
Wolfman.
No, he's going to read Wolf with Michelle Pfeiffer and Jack Nicholson.
You called him out.
After being bitten by a wolf in rural Vermont, aging book editor
Wolf or Wolf?
Wolf.
Wolf.
Wolf?
Wolf.
Wolf?
Or wolf.
That's like a puppy dog. Aging book editor Will Randall finds Jack Nicholson finds himself full of youthful vigor. Randall then discovers that he's been fired and replaced by Stuart Swinton, James Spader, a vicious young executive. As Randall struggles to regain his position, he becomes enthralled with Laura Alden, Michelle Pfeiffer, his former boss's daughter. And then increasingly animal-like urges begin to overwhelm him. Randall worries that he may be a werewolf.
Well, that's what happens when you're around Michelle Pfeiffer.
Is it?
Yeah, these animal urges start creeping up.
I don't know about her.
She don't know about you either.
Hey, that's enough out of you.
All right, Doug, let's get this anti-Jason campaign going.
That's right.
I will cut you off. Top 5 this
Jason
week.
hates Michelle Pfeiffer. That's going to be a bumper sticker. That's going to be a bumper sticker.
I like that. Top 5 craziest fight scenes.
What does that mean?
I have no idea.
It means they're crazy.
No idea, Doug.
Crazy good, crazy funny.
No idea.
However you interpret it.
However you want to make
I'll tell you you're wrong, whatever you
Right,
pick.
right.
But
Doug, what is your number 5?
I went with WrestleMania X7 TLC.
Oh, that's a good one. Dudley Boys, Edge and Christian,
Hardy
Hardy's.
Boys. Yep.
Yep, good one. I like that one.
That was crazy.
I didn't even think of that for TV. Okay. Number 5 for
You
you,
didn't
Jeff.
say.
No,
TV.
hey, it's
No, it
anything.
doesn't say. Mine are all theatrical movies. But,
Okay.
let's see. My number 5 is
no
Raiders of the Lost Ark.
no cartoons.
No cartoons.
But
Oh, man, I should have
Hold
thrown
on.
some Tom and Jerry.
Raiders of the Lost Ark. Is it the airplane when they're around the propeller plane?
Yeah.
when he shoots the guy.
Yes.
Well, it's kind of both. I'm
Okay.
throwing them both in there, but specifically the propeller.
I almost put that in.
What made it, because there was also the fight where it wasn't a fight. He just shot the guy dead and went on because he had like.
But he was fighting up
diarrhea
until that
day
part.
or something.
The
Do you know
Nazi
Nazis?
boxing match.
Nazis are powerless without their heads.
I heard that.
Just will work.
And just for added measure, I'll throw in the melting of the Nazis at the end. That was kind of crazy. Crazy.
Crazy.
Or even in the bar.
Oh, I didn't even think of the
that's
bar
a good one,
scene.
too.
Yeah.
He has
Or
hamburger.
Marion.
Yes. Yeah.
Whiskey. That was my favorite quote in the bar scene fight.
I did like in Hawkeye, she has the wine bottles and she's beating people up and they're not breaking like in real life. It's like, nice job. Like, number 5 for me is on vacation. Jim literally picked me up and tossed me over onto a couch, almost breaking it in the. We were doing a wrestling match, and Jim he literally belly to back suplexed me onto a couch.
His belly was to your back.
Yes, and he suplexed
And it got on you.
Yep.
On your
yes,
back.
and I wore it.
He wore it.
He wore it.
and we
Okay.
both went over and landed on the couch. And Jeff was worried because it was his credit card that had the deposit.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
my credit card had a deposit. I'm walking up the stairs and I hear crack, and I'm like, "What?"
It didn't break.
It didn't, but it sounded like it did.
That was the craziest wrestling match Jim and I have been in.
That's the craziest one.
Yeah, I mean, there's times like he like body checked me into a tent box at the sporting goods store. Another time that he went to do a Frankensteiner, I no sold it, Doug, and I pinned him off script and won the championship.
That's why I said Jason would win.
I'm a 5-time heavyweight champion. I only have 6 wins total in my lifetime. So,
It's got crazy man strength.
what you got, Blake? Number 5.
All right, so craziest fight scenes. I had to go crazy, as in crazy funny, or just crazy,
Whatever.
but not epic.
Okay.
I couldn't pick epic, so I had to leave out the epic fight scenes that I
Okay.
could think of.
What's your number 5?
All right, so my number 5 was really short, but it was pretty crazy. It was Happy Gilmore's fight against Bob Barker.
Good call.
Yeah.
Good one.
Oh,
Good
I
one.
liked it because that was crazy, man. Crazy.
Price is wrong,
Price
bitch.
is wrong, bitch.
Now
So,
you're done.
That was great. I
Now
love
you're
that
done.
one. And of course, number 4, since I'm bookending it, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
We're not booking it, wrapping
Well,
it
we've been
around.
doing this for 400 episodes.
Yeah, exactly. Well, did we do that in 108?
Yeah, we did.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, I'm just checking.
Yes, you did.
No, the next one was Nicolas Cage and John Goodman in Raising Arizona
Oh,
when
yes.
they take Nate Jr.
Yep.
And that's one of the craziest fight scenes in the trailer home, and pretty funny and entertaining.
My number 4.
I mean, I can't eat a cheese puff anymore without thinking.
You
of,
shouldn't eat a cheese puff anyway.
cheese ball without
No.
thinking of Nicolas Cage's face. It
is
being slammed on the floor on the cheese.
My number 4 was Crazy Like That, Blake. Anchorman.
That's my number 2.
Oh,
You know,
Wait, hold
Stat-
on. Which one?
First one.
Which the bear fight?
No. When Steve Carell almost killed a man with a trident.
Where you get the best line ever? Well, that escalated quickly.
Yeah, that is good.
I had the news cruise.
You might want
Yes,
to
that's
lay
my
low for a while, find a safe house.
Yeah, speaking of that. Yeah, that's my number 2. Thank
Woo,
you.
put it on the board.
I
got me.
didn't think of that. It probably would have made my list if I did.
Jeff and I saw Anchorman 2 at the theaters. That was
Oh,
cool.
no, that was a waste of a night.
Yes. Number 4 for you, Jeff.
I still haven't seen Anchorman 2.
Don't.
Thank you.
Don't.
Number 4 for me, I picked Kung Fu Hustle. Pretty much the whole movie.
The movie, yeah.
The whole movie is just an absurd fight scene, but fun and funny.
Doug, number 4?
Even though you had this on here, I didn't see your Facebook posting, but I put any Jackie Chan fight.
Oh, yeah. When he slides through the ladder.
Yeah, any of them.
Yep.
Yeah.
Rumble in the Bronx.
Kind of an honorable mention. Just I couldn't narrow down a Jackie Chan, so
Number 3 for you?
I hobied this with a good fight and I guess a crazy odd fight. Daredevil, the hallway scene,
That is my number 2.
and then I hobied that with Daredevil, the Matt Murdock Elektra playground fight.
oh no,
Crazy bad.
That was crazy bad.
Yes.
crazy.
Yeah, the hallway is
bad.
number 2 for me because it never ended.
Yes.
One shot.
It was a great shot. Yeah.
Number 3 for you, Jeff?
Oh, he just give 2.
He gave 3.
I give 3.
Well, 2
Yes.
in a row is
Yes.
what I meant.
Doing
Let's
this 400
see,
episodes.
My number 3 is Blazing Saddles.
Oh.
Punching the horse?
No, the fight that ends up going off the studio
Yes.
into
the big finale fight.
Dom
Yes.
DeLuise production.
the
and
Bubsy
Into the other
Barkley type
movies.
musical number.
Yes. That was
Stick out your
crazy.
tush.
Yeah, that was awesome. That's a good pick. I like that.
That was crazy.
It was crazy.
Number 3 for me is Nolan Ryan being the shit out of Robin Ventura.
Charge the mound.
He charged him out, and Nolan Ryan just
yeah.
headlocked him and just beat the shit out of
Old
him.
man whoop ass.
He did. He did. Number 3 for you, Blake.
My number 3 was Ben Stiller versus Puffy the dog.
Something
about Mary.
That's a good one.
And my number 2, which you stole, was the news cruise and Anchorman.
Okay.
You know, that escalated quickly.
My number 2 is the Daredevil hallway fight. Number 2 for you, Jeff.
Number 2 for me is the movie Smoking Aces.
Oh, that whole movie.
Yeah. Specifically, the culmination at the end when they're all the people are getting together for the big fight where there's 5 different factions with their own agendas or whatever it was.
It's a good movie.
I enjoyed it. I need to go back and watch it. But that was my number 2.
Anything else? Doug, number 2?
Here again, I hobied it again.
Why not?
Good fight, odd fight. The elevator fight in Winter Soldier.
Oh,
I almost said that when you brought up your other example, but I didn't want to ruin anybody's top 5.
And then I hobied that with the dragon versus dragon fight in Shang-Chi. I thought it was a little much.
Okay.
I don't think I would call that crazy. I would call it disappointing. Actually, that's the worst fight in that entire movie.
Yes. I was just,
Yeah,
it went
it
on
was.
way too long.
Otherwise, I was joking with these guys on our private messages. It was like, hey, did they get Jackie Chan to choreograph the fight and comedy scenes in this?
I did. I was expecting his dad to be the final fight.
Yeah, I was kind of,
Yeah.
Once again, it was a bad guy who's really not a bad guy. Yeah.
Correct.
Kind of disappointed in that.
That was what was number 2?
but he's been a bad guy for many, many, many millennia.
But what he was doing wasn't
Until he
necessarily
found love.
bad.
Until he found love.
Till he found
Number 1, any fight where the opponent says, let me see you try to beat me without whatever. Guns, shield.
Yeah.
I hate that.
Yes.
Captain Marvel did it right when Jude Law, who showed up after you haven't seen him
Yeah,
for
I
years,
haven't seen him for a week.
said, beat me without your powers, and she shot him and said, I don't need to prove anything to
Yeah.
you. That was the best. But I
That's
hate
cool.
when they do that.
I did
Lethal
like
Weapon, I think it was, they dropped
Oh,
the
yeah.
guns. No, that's stupid.
The fight that never ended in Lethal Weapon.
Yeah.
But why don't why do I have to prove anything? I
Exactly.
want to win this
Yes,
fight,
yes.
especially if it's
I have a gun.
especially if it's a fatal fight. I'm going to use my strength, not give you yours.
Number 1 for you, Jeff.
Number 1 for me, I'm going to give this is a little shout out to Scab Jeff. It's one of his favorites. and it is the most absurd fight scene ever in a movie.
Zombie squirrels?
No, but his zombies. It is the original Dawn of the Dead.
Oh, yes.
Where the zombie infestation ends up in a pie fight in the middle of the mall.
I think I remember that.
It was terrible, but definitely crazy.
My number one. Can't believe, Doug, you didn't have this. Rowdy Piper and They Live. Put the fucking glasses on. Put the glasses on.
That was on my list. But.
South Park did it good, too.
I was cheering for Keith David.
David Keith.
Whichever.
Number one for you, Blake.
Same guy.
No, they aren't. That's the problem. They're two different guys.
I know.
I really want to see the movie where they're do a buddy cop film.
Keith David and David Keith. Go ahead, Jeff, or Blake, number one.
Craziest. I like the hit girl entering the mob hideout in the very beginning. I mean, what's more disturbing than a 10-year-old girl with pistols shooting grown men and kicking their ass?
Great film.
Clarettes.
Yeah, Chloe Grace Moretz.
She was 10.
Yeah. She isn't anymore,
Not
but...
anymore. That's what I mean. I mean, this won't age well.
Honorable mention for me, the bathhouse scene in Eastern Promises.
Oh, I didn't see that, but...
another honorable mention.
I heard you describe that. Oh, God.
Borat.
Yeah,
Borat.
As soon as you said that, it reminded me of Borat. Yeah.
Anything for you, Doug? Quick honorable mention.
In honor of the intern, Rocky versus Clubber Lang.
Oh.
And any Rambo one, especially the one where he's covered in mud and he's on the side of the hill and he comes out.
Speaking of that, intern Brian did have a top 5. Replacements versus Sentinels bar fight in the
good.
Replacements.
Yes.
John Wick 1, 2, and 3. Yes, all 3 films. Rambo 4, the one where he kills everyone in Burma. Opie's prison fight in Sons of Anarchy. Oh.
Was that crazy?
It was sad. The Punisher prison fight scene in season 2 of Daredevil. That was a good one.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Doctor Number 1. Oh, jeez. Shark versus Epidemiologist.
Charcuterie versus... I don't even know.
Epidemiologist?
Yes. Number 4, epidemiologist versus charcuterie.
Oh, yeah, when the epidemiologist gets the upper hand.
Number 3,
And the sausage.
charcuterie versus charcuterie. Team
Charcuterie?
Yes.
Charcuterie.
Number 2, Team Charcuterie
Team Charcuterie?
versus the Charcuterie Brothers. Number 1, Kiona versus Enimon versus Worcestershire. Worcestershire.
What was that?
Worcestershire?
What was the first one? I missed number one.
Kiona.
I think it was a Godzilla monster.
Quinoa.
An enemy?
Oh, yeah, it is that.
Quinoa and Ghidra.
For Brian, he had Mel Brooks versus Gregory Hines Roman Court in History of the World Part 1. Maul versus Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan, The Phantom Menace. Number 3, Deadpool highway fight scene. That's a good one.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that was good.
Avengers Cap versus Iron Man versus Thor. I like that one. Daredevil 10-minute hallway fight scene. And finally, that was it, I think. That was it. Yeah, that was it. So there you go. Bad idea of the week.
I got one.
Go ahead.
Buying 3 horses within 10 months.
Oh, yeah, Doug, you're horse rich, I heard. You have 3 horses.
No, I've bought 3 horses. I don't have 3 horses.
Bad idea 501.
Yes.
How many do you have?
1.
So you plow
keep
your field?
You just trade up?
Yes.
Is that what you're doing?
Unfortunately, we keep trading up. We're,
Maybe you should be in a gated community.
I kind of feel bad for the horses you got rid of.
Well, don't.
No,
They're
not
glue-
wanted. You're just trying to...
They're glue
they're
now.
glue now.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. They're out there just holding things together.
Yeah, they're fine. They're Gorilla Glue.
They're like the Force.
Yeah.
Saddlebags full of mail. You ride around
Horses.
your neighborhood, deliver
horse.
mail on horseback.
That'd be nice. Speaking of that, real quick.
Yeah.
Public service. It's getting
Uh-oh,
dark.
here we go.
It's getting dark early.
In episode 105, he did this.
No, I did not. I wasn't here. If you have a mailbox on your porch, leave your porch light on for the mailman. We're going to be out delivering late, and it'll be dark, so
Gotcha.
Public service.
It's a good idea.
And if you don't get your package, don't bitch to the mailman. We don't have any control
Let
over
me
that.
ask you this.
Yes.
If you need a signature and the delivery guy says no, is that bad?
What do you mean?
Our PS5s.
Blake and I may have had gotten some PS5s here,
Maybe.
and they were both said you need to be home, you need to have a signature.
Signature required for delivery.
Was it post office?
It was FedEx.
Oh, it's FedEx. They're
That's
terrible.
federal.
They're terrible. because quite honestly, right now, because you sign your scanner.
Yeah.
Because of COVID, we do not hand the scanner over. If I have something to sign, I'll take it to you, but I sign it myself.
So
And if you don't want me to do that, you pick it up at the
the guy
post
walked
office.
up. I walked out on the porch. And I was like, "Hey, you need me to sign, right?" No.
No.
I was like, "Oh." And he's like, "Have a good day." Walked away.
How do you know I got this?
Okay.
So
Oh, no, we...
on the positive, I'm getting a second one because I never received the first one.
There you go.
No,
Hey, Walmart.
the problem with your competition here in FedEx, but like I said, since COVID, like we get packages daily at work, and since COVID, we don't sign.
Right.
They actually kick them up to the second
The
floor.
problem with that is FedEx is just now leaving them in front of the building.
Oh.
Because like the building I'm in, it was it's apartment buildings that were converted into offices, and then are being converted back into apartments.
So do they take them inside or they're outside?
They're outside. They're supposed to take them inside and into the office. Wow! But
Anything good out there?
No.
Oh.
I mean, it's stuff that our customers are sending in to get processed. So
Like,
Reams of paper.
I mean, it's nothing that nobody other than
Sex toys.
the customers would want, but
And I'll say this again. I don't know if I mentioned this before. If you're expecting something from UPS, Amazon, FedEx, and they put it in the mailbox, you will not be getting it. We are instructed to take it out, send it back.
okay.
So don't blame us. We're doing our job. They're not.
That's what the Nazi said. Anyways, and tip your mailman this year.
Not
And
required.
mailwomen. No, but it's nice. It's nice.
don't eat yellow snow.
Yeah, thank you. Anyways,
That's my go-to
I used to leave
tip.
McDonald's gift certificates in my mailbox.
why would you do that?
And they are required to take them out
required
because
to take
that
them
is
out.
not how you should be using your mailbox.
That's right.
Have a McRib on me. I'll pass. Anyways, time for the show. I have Don't Feel Bad for the Horses.
Did you write down Omnicron?
No, I did not.
Decry.
Funny you should mention that. Sloppy Fourths. Don't click, but I did. And that was it.
Let's see.
Oh, he ended up wearing it.
I had Force Horses. Did we do that in 108? And Blake had a funny.
Oh,
That's all I had.
Doug?
I got like a menthol cigarette. I do that to old men. I'm going to teabag you. Fuck you, Harbaugh family. Wolf or woof. Charcuterie and quinoa and ghidra.
That does sound like Godzilla.
And to bring back a Brian Hackney
Yeah.
segment, moment of silence. Paul Walker died on this date 6 years ago.
But he still appeared in movies.
Yes, he did.
Well, you know.
As his brother. Oh, I mean, no.
So I like Force Horses.
So do I.
Oh, I was going. I do what to old men? Or
I do that to old men. That was a Jason comment. So
I'm going Force Horses.
Force horses?
Yes.
Force Horses.
Anyways, that's our show. Doug, thanks for showing up.
hey, no problem.
And Roger says goodbye.
Goodbye.
Walking Dead to Talking Heads, from comic books to TV sets. There's a history, not so bad. There's the history. It's the history of bad, so bad. The history of bad, it's bad. History of bad ideas. Podcast.
You've been listening to Hobie.